Hey everybody, this is Starjump Grim. Let me know if I'm coming in okay, and we'll get this show started. Hope everybody is well. I think I'm coming in 5x5. It looks that way at least. All right, VG coming in with the 5x5. Here we go, everybody. Switching over. How's everybody doing? Welcome to another episode, the second episode today of Starjump Grimathon. We're on a current Grimathon right now. We streamed earlier today when the kind of first news of, or some of the first data mines of the recent ships leaked, and it was great. It was kind of a random talk. We weren't really prepared at all, so. We're going to kind of do a sort of redo of that because there's been some new information. I think there's a lot more we can talk about. So we're going to do that. We might even do a giveaway tonight, either for a Starjump poster or, yeah, maybe a Starjump poster or maybe a custom fleet ship or a custom fleet viewer livery, if I can get my damn words out. But probably a poster. We'll probably do a Starjump poster. You all know and love them. Hopefully you love them. That's what we'll probably do tonight. Actually, if I had to guess, that's what we're probably going to do. Kusanagi says, "Hey, Grandma was right about the center winglet on the Asgard." Yes, you were. Yes, you were. And you know what? I have to say, the analysis we did of the Asgard and my guess for what the MTC was dead on. The MTC is a mobile armory. Everybody, remember how I said that? Yes, exactly. So. Socially Confused said, "Did you see the Asgard interior vid?" Yes, we're going to look at it on stream. We're going to look at it live on stream, everybody. We're going to do that right here. Yes, generally, if there's something new in regards to ships or something like that, chances are I have seen it. Okay, so we're going to take a look at it. I don't know if we're going to look at it in Blender. I sent a request out to the one and only. I'm not sure if he's received it yet. He could do a check to see if the model is available. If it is, we will check it out. We're also going to check out we're going to check out the Idris K stuff a little bit. I want to do that. And we're going to talk about what else? We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. Okay. Anyways, how are you all doing tonight? Hopefully well. Hopefully well. We're going to get into a bunch of stuff here. Kyra said, Ito Kyra, probably another more interesting video dropping soon. I hope so. Rough Gaming donated $35. Rough Gaming, appreciate that. Heading towards an Aegis Gladius Valiant. Thank you very much for that. That is amazing. That is amazing. As you all know, we're doing St. Jude Play Live right now. That event has been going strong thanks to all of your generosity. That goes without saying. I mean, you can see what we've raised up there. Excuse me, I'm moving some videos around real quick here. You can see how much we've raised right above here, $14,745. Absolutely incredible. We're well past $30,000 on the lifetime raising mark now, $31,188. So you all have been killing it. You all have been killing it. Zombie Smoker 1312 says, "I sent you some new pictures of upcoming paints. Check the DM Discord." I will check it. I probably need to accept your DM. I do have a bunch of pictures of the upcoming paints, so I might already have them, Zombie. But thank you very much for doing that. Eagle0013 donated $100 towards St. Jude and the RSI Polaris with LTI. I think we should just go over that, right? Because we're having some donations come in. It's probably a good time to check that out. So let's go ahead and swing over. Oops, I need to remove the execute voice or execute guest icon. There it is. There we go. We have the Hurricane and the Love Struck Starter Pack. Those have already been given away, folks, so those are over. Tomorrow, though, on May 9th, we are giving away an Aegis Gladius Valiant with LTI, donated by the amazing Bingo Winchester in chat. That is a $10 donation to our Tiltify link. You can find that right in chat. Cody Fox, if you have pictures of those maps of the Invictus halls, please DM them to me on Discord if you can. Appreciate that. We also, there's the Aegis Gladius Valiant that will be given away tomorrow night, May 9th. We also have an Anvil Carrick with LTI donated by GearCon. We're giving that away on the 15th of May. That is a $50 donation towards our Tiltify link. Tibble's coming in with another $100 donation to unlocking a red wagon and towards the RSI Polaris. Thank you very much, guys. We are only, what is it, $55 away from hitting $15,000 raised. How amazing is that? You all are incredible. Thank you very much. Zombie Smoker says also sent pictures of the new PTCs. If you know, so I do have pictures of the new PDCs as well. Excuse me. These what is it called? The pepper shaker or whatever, pepper box or whatever. I do have pictures of those. But we will still check out your link. Don't worry, Zombie. I appreciate that. But yes. If there is new show floor maps, those I have not seen, so I'm always willing to check those out for anyone that has those. It's going to be one of those nights, everyone. There's a lot of stuff coming in, and you know, I am getting sent a lot of stuff, which is absolutely amazing. So it gives us a lot of stuff to look at. It gives me a lot of work to do to sort of digest it all. So bear with me as we kind of plug through some of this stuff. All right, what else here? Bear with me, everybody. I wanted to bring, okay, so yes, those are the raffles. You see the Tiltify link in Twitch. Over on YouTube, I have the Tiltify link pinned to the top of chat, okay? You can donate there, donate with confidence. That money's 100% pass through, goes directly to St. Jude, not to us at all, and you can help out some sick kids and their families, so really appreciate it, everybody. We're only $55 away from hitting $15,000 raised so far this year. Again, thank you all for hanging out tonight. Cody Fox, yes, if you have those maps, feel free to DM them to me. Beam for 15K. Yes, I would do a beam for 15K. I get it right here. I would do a beam for 15K for sure. I would definitely do that. Let's see here. My wife's messaging me. But Bingo says, isn't there a hawk also? I don't know, but possibly. Zombie, by the way, thank you. Even though I may already have these images, thank you for sending them. I appreciate that. It looks like you also organized them really well because I'm looking at at the images you sent over now too. So thank you very much for that organization. That's always super helpful, obviously. So thank you for sending those over. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate it, everyone. And remember, some people do message me. It takes me a while to get back to them sometimes, so bear with me on some of that. Kavothas says, see here, we'll see if I can find it. It's showing the Asgard in two places, both the main floor and in the ground combat floor. Yeah, because they're going to show the Asgard coupled with a ship there. Bear with me, everybody. Bear with me. Moving some stuff around. Okay, there we go. Let me bring up that image. I got too many images I'm dealing with here. There was a couple things earlier today, too, that we really kind of glossed by. Jake Raven donating $10 for a new toy for St. Jude. Thank you very much, Jake. Appreciate you. Let me go ahead and get this window set up, everybody. Okay. We also may jump in the show floor tonight, by the way. And check that out. Kavota says, how many beans, though? Well, how many beans indeed? We have them right here. We can spend till our heart's content. That will not be a problem. We are now, everybody, only $45 from $15,000 raised. Oh, and there it is. Rough Gaming coming in with a $100 donation for a red wagon for St. Jude. Absolutely incredible. We are now at $15,055. I guess that means I have to do a bean, right? If Ender was here, he'd do a bean with me. I'm sure he would. He's not online right now, though. But maybe he'll jump online here in a short bit. Okay, I guess we need to do a bean, right? So let's go ahead and switch over. Here it is. Bean Boozle. We're doing this for St. Jude, everybody, and my shipyard logo is still up. Let me turn that bad boy off. We're doing this for VG, looking like bean time. 4 ships, 4 beans. You all are very cruel, very cruel. So yes, we're doing Bean Boozle. It's a fun little game you can do for charity raising and stuff. It's a good way to interact with the community. As you all know, we've been doing this, have a lot of fun with it. We just hit $15,000 raised. You know what? I need to message Ender. I need to message our boy Ender. I know he'll be super proud, and we need to do that, right? Okay, here we go. So we're going to do a Bean Boozle, everyone. Maybe Ender will jump on and jump in voice. That would be really cool. I'd love to talk to him and see how he's doing. But for the time being, we're going to roll the dice here, get a Bean Boozle going. So really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Del Kenobi. Appreciate that. It's been an awesome year so far. I would love to hit 20K this year. We have till the end of May to do it. I think we can do it just because our community, the Starjump community, the Star Citizen community has just been absolutely incredible. They've kept Starjump and the Pink Cat Squad high up on the leaderboards and on the front page of St. Jude on multiple days now. So, okay. Here we go, everybody. Going to do an initial spin here. And there we go. Oh, let's see here. Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks is what it landed on. There it is. Okay, here we go, everybody. Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks. I got to get this one. Let me get it. Okay, it's the really colorful one. All right, this is it, I believe. Let me double check, everybody. Ooh, I just got a whiff. I just got a whiff of everything. Let's see here. Okay, got the lid back on it. We have our bean, everybody. Ender just said, oh, and there it is. I had it with it. Couldn't see the color. There's the bean, everybody. You can't see it there. Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks. We're going to eat that. Up, Ender just messaged. 1 second. Okay, everybody. We're going to do it. I do just need to jump in a chat channel, though, just in case anyone's able to join. Okay, there we go. Here we go, everybody. We're eating the Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks bean. Thank you all for getting us to $15,000 raised. We are well on our way, people. Well on our way. I'm extremely proud of you. Make sure you give all of yourselves a nice 07. Here we go. Wish me luck. Oh, man. This was delicious. This is definitely Tutti Frutti. Oh, yeah. That's good. I could eat a whole bag of those. Those are delicious. Sorry, everybody. That is pretty good. That's actually the best bean I've had yet. So that makes me feel good. Am I coming in a little hot on the mic, everybody? I think maybe I am. Let me pull myself down just a tad. Okay. Man, yeah, that is very good. Got a little, there we go. All right. I'm just going to get stuck in my teeth, though. Okay. Here we go. We're going to get into some things. It's time to top spaceships. As you all see, earlier today, a lot of information started pouring out from the latest build, including from the episode that dropped today called, what was it called? It's the Alpha 4.1.1 video that they just put out. So we got a bit of a curtain pullback on several ships. Obviously, four to be truthful. Obviously, Starlancer attack. We got a full breakdown last week on Behind the Ships, so it was great to see that ship. I think that ship is going to be very popular. I do think it's going to be it's going to have competition though from several of the ships on offer this year. So we have the Starlancer attack. We also have the Guardian MX over here, an upgunned heavy fighter from Mirai to sort of compete with its own Guardian and Guardian key ship. Now, Kai, whatever. But this Guardian, the difference here from everything I can see is that it's got more guns, more armor. It's a little bit more aggressive. So we're going to look into the details of that ship. By the way, I do have all the details of it. We also have the Gray Cat MTC, a really interesting vehicle that I hate to say it, but I was 1,000% right on. I know if you've all been watching my streams for the last little bit. Monster of Many Names just donated $40 for a new toy for the hospital play area. Monster of Many Names, salute to you. As a matter of fact, I need to give everyone a salute tonight that's donated so far. Jake Raven, Rough Gaming, and Monster of Many Names. Thank you very much. Salute to you. I appreciate you. I love you. You're all amazing. That's about as explicit as I could get. The Grey Cat MTC. This is an interesting little vehicle. It is a ground vehicle, obviously, from Grey Cat, and it's got some combat support capabilities there. Now, if you remember, I called it out. I said it was a mobile armory. It is exactly what it is. So we have the official ship or vehicle description, which we are going to read. We're going to pull up, and we're going to read all about it. It is a mobile armory. I was 100% right on that. The reason I was right is not because I'm super smart, but it was because the only other thing it could have been would have required new features to be brought into the game. I knew we weren't getting that. I knew we weren't going to be getting that. So 100%. It had to be something that could come into the game without a lot of friction. Mobile armory seemed like the easiest thing to do in that regard. Okay, so moving along. If you see this little white ship back here in the background, you can see this poking up from behind the Guardian MX. That is the, oh my goodness, Expat just sent the mighty Kraken flying right over our heads. Expat, salute to you. I hope you are well. Thank you for that raid. That was amazing. Thank you for the follows, everyone. Sending the javelin overhead with every time you hit the follow button. So appreciate that. Expat, how was your stream? I hope it was good. I hope it was really good. I believe I rated you earlier today. I love Expat Brat's content. If any of you on my channel have never watched our channel, you're really missing out. A lot of good shenanigans and some really great gameplay. So definitely check that out. Expat had a great time. Thank you. Yep, I mentioned that. So rating them right back. Thank you very much, Expat. I appreciate that support and the raid back. I didn't know I was going to stream again tonight, but it was one of those things where it just worked out. My family was pretty tired tonight, wanted to go to bed, so it was a good time for me to do yet another raid. Continue to raise money for St. Jude. As you see, we're pushing, just crossed $15,000 raised for the month of April and these 8 days of May. So absolutely incredible. So thank you very much, Expat. I really appreciate it. I will continue to raid you in the future because, again, you just do great content and we really appreciate you in what you do. So awesome. Everyone, thank you for the follows, by the way. Really appreciate it. Spackle Lown, For Profit, Commander Najib, thank you for those follows. Appreciate it. I love it when the javelin flies overhead. And of course, Expat sent the best ship overhead when she raided, and that massive carrier flew right over our head. So thank you very much. What are we talking about tonight, folks? We're talking about the new Invictus Launch Week ships. We're kind of thinking about them in a little bit more detail than we did before. We're going through some of their stats. We're going through some of their details. It's possible we could get access to the models as soon as a little bit here. I don't know. We'll have to see. If I'm loved or not, we'll just have to see. So yeah, Griffin Gaming in chat. Greetings, citizens. Good show with Execute earlier. Yeah, that one was off the cuff, Griff. So very off the cuff, but it was a lot of fun to do with them and always fun to talk ships. So, oh my goodness. Tailgater, oh my goodness, that Tailgater and or Ape in Space reward art supplies, $200 donation. Oh my goodness, also going to the Anvil Carrick and probably other ships because you can go towards multiple rewards. Tailgater, thank you very much. You're getting the double salute for that. As a matter of fact, we've had a lot of donations come in already. I think it's time to bust it out, everyone. I don't know how about you or how you all feel, but I think it's time to bust it out if I can find it. Where is it? Here it is. My double salute icon or emote. Let's go ahead and just let that play for a minute. We've had some great donations. So essentially what we're doing tonight, everyone, is we are checking out the new ships. We're talking about a little bit. We may open up some models in 3D. We may go to the show floor in the game and check it out. So there you go. We're going to be deep diving. We may get access to some of the models tonight. I'm not 100% sure, but we're working on it. Obviously, for Fleet Viewer, we kind of have to be working on those models as well. By the way, everyone, you know what? I'm going to take a quick aside real quick since Griffin Gaming is in chat. It's the best time ever. Expat did a great Idris tour. Awesome. I need to try to go get on the Idris tonight. I need to do that. We may do that on stream, everyone. And everyone from Expats community, feel free to hang out. I would love to have you tonight if I can grab your attention. We won't be in game much until later when I switch over to the game, but we are going to be talking all about Star Citizen. So appreciate it. Performance on the PTU is much improved. Okay, that's good, because when I tried it the other day, it was brutal, brutal bad. But here we go. I wanted to talk about this real quick, everyone. Quantum Vegas 2955. You can go to this website here to get all the information. This is going to be a really cool Star Citizen-based event on Saturday, July 12th, 2025 at Area 15 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Only 64 days away. It's going to be an incredible, incredible event. Everyone, give a big shout out to Griffin Gaming RPG in chat. He is putting an enormous amount of work in getting this event off the ground, along with a few other people, and I am very proud to be part of it. Do not forget, tickets are on sale now. For the month of May, you can get them for the early admission price of $99. That is a steal, because I can tell you right now, there's some really good deals on trips to Vegas, flights, hotels, all that good stuff. So you do want to try to get in on that if you can. Do not forget, everyone, we got a who's who of people at the event. To Poets as a special guest host, Kim Ellis and Nate Ellis from EE Studios. I'm going to have them on an episode of Starjump Station very, very soon. Sean Tracy, Senior Director of Tools and Tech Content at Cloud Imperium Games, along with Galactica and Tyler Wicken, a.k.a. Xylo. We'll have Serious Fun and Griffin Gaming RPG as moderators. Commander Fran from Beacon as a special guest. Nick at Night as a special guest. Paul Shelley, the astro historian himself, will be there doing a panel, and yours truly, Starjump Grim, will be doing a little something there. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I am going to be giving away some custom Fleet Viewer liveries at the event as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun, everyone. I hope to see you all there. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Here we go, everybody. We're going to talk about a few things. So we've talked a little bit about these three ships. We're going to start deep diving in. The first one we're going to start with is the Asgard, and we're going to start with the Asgard interior tour. I know some of you have probably or possibly seen this video, so we're going to move over and take a look at it here. I got it. I'm not sure if there's audio. I believe there's audio. Okay. Here we go. Going to hit play on this. Expat says, very curious what your thoughts are on the Valk Mark II. I assume you're talking about the Asgard. Yeah, I'm very interested in Expat. I've always wanted the Valkyrie, but I just am not a dropship person. This could scratch that itch. We'll probably open up the Valkyrie here in 3D too. We're going to take a little bit... and I think with the Valkyrie, we're going to take a little bit of a look into what the Asgard is. Now, I don't have the Asgard model yet, but we can sort of fudge it and get a good idea for what the Asgard is going to be. So let's see if we can watch this video here. Okay, this is someone in the Asgard. They're getting out of their seats. They're walking down. Some of you will recognize this from the Valkyrie. This is the Asgard that we're looking at here. Weapon racks, of course. These will be suit lockers, I assume. Moving to the back. Extra, we still have the stairway there, of course. This looks like a habitation for two, so it's going to have a small crew. Over on this side, it's going to have a smaller crew because less turrets and stuff. Over here we have a small bathroom. Pretty cool. Pretty bare bones ship, right? Go down the ladder and you'll see the absolutely enormous vehicle bay in this thing. It's a huge vehicle bay, but I guess they're going to go through here. Looks like we do have some additional engineering areas and additional jump seat, I guess. This looks like components, possibly turret access. Again, that interior is so big. So it does still have the side doors here. I did notice that, but I guess these are just EVA doors. Yep, just EVA doors. So those are new. You can see one thing I want to stop here. You'll notice. Let's back up a little bit. You'll see the ceiling is pretty high here, right? And I think the big reason for that is it's meant to hold the Nova tank and the Ballista series of ground vehicles. Okay, so it's supposed to have that higher profile. This is that step below the C2 Hercules, right? Or the Hercules series. So if you don't want to go up to that level of ship, which remember the C2 is about 90 meters long, this is that stepping stone there, right? That's this. So this ship is probably going to be about 94 meters or so long, right? Or sorry, 48 meters long, right? Get my meterage mixed up here. But you can see how hollowed out this is. I mean, they really expended all the room for the vehicle carry capabilities here. Okay, 1 second, everybody. I'm bringing up something here. Did I save it? I hope I saved it. Yes, I did. Okay. Um, so yes, okay. Going back to it, I like the look of the inside. I'll say this: it's a little drab. Like overall, it is a little drab. I would have loved some more decaling and stuff inside, but I get what they're going for here. Like the suit lockers and stuff, they just seem almost a little bit unfinished. Although there could be more decaling coming on. This could be a slightly older build. Um, yeah, some new stuff, Spectre, some new stuff, and we're going to kind of go over a lot of that here tonight. So, yeah, again, we're looking at the interior of the Asgard right now. Again, pretty bare bones, but I think the important thing here, the important thing about this ship is its singular purpose, right? So its singular purpose being that it is meant to take ships from one place to another, right? TN3K, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, I agree. It's very Spartan. Socially confused. Very Spartan. This back area here is kind of interesting. Watch this. Going through this door, it's almost like you have an engineering console here, and right here looks like we have another door. I'm assuming this also goes up to the turret, right? These are probably component bays. We have a fire extinguisher, engineering terminal, and then it looks like a jump seat, which is, I'm assuming, for the engineer, which I got to be honest with you, I really like. On ships like this that are probably going to need an engineer, I actually like the fact that there's a jump seat for that position, right? Expat says it's an onboarding project is what it is. I actually 100% agree with that. This is definitely an onboarding project for sure. And the reason is because of the types of changes they did to it, scream onboarding project. So yeah. A second. Okay, continue to go. So again, just very Spartan. Again, I do like that they have the jump seat here though with the engineering terminal. God, I wish we had engineering. And a better soft death system. Okay, we go through here. Again, this looks like additional component access here. A doorway that then moves into this turret room. What is it? So in here, there's an additional jump seat. So it looks like we've got like 2 secondary jump seats. I assume these here are components. As a matter of fact, it says cooler access right there. So again, a pretty straightforward ship here. We do not have the side turrets on the gun or on the doors anymore, so that's been removed. Again, all that does remove a bit of, the crew requirements for this as well. So that's another thing to consider. By the way, Cody Fox, thank you for sending over that map. We are going to look at that in here in just a second. Oh, where did my video go? Sorry, there it is, everybody. Thank you very much, Cody. Appreciate that. Okay, so real quick. Yes, thank you, Cody. Appreciate it. Okay, moving back over to my windows here. I am window juggling tonight, everybody. Sorry. Okay, so there we go. That is the inside of the Asgard. If I switch over actually to 3D, let's see here. There is a size 1 gun there at each side door. Really? I didn't see it. Did I just miss it? Oh, is that it? God, it's so dark. You got to remember, everybody, I have stream lights pointing into my face, and the video is pretty dark. So, if you're wondering if I'm blind, yeah, I am blind. I'm getting blasted in the face by light right now. Oh, okay. Yep, there it is. Okay, now I see it. Sorry, thank you. So it does have the side gun doors. Okay. Side door guns. Thank you. Yeah, I like those. It's just wide open. We do have a fire extinguisher back here. Really tall ceilings. Again, that arched rooftop will help there with the Nova. Yeah, Von Cody is 100% right. Von Cody is 100% right. You see the great in beard. That is because I am old. I'm very old. Del Kenobi says, how are you in the Asgard right now? I'm in the Asgard because this is a video, so I'm not actually technically in the Asgard. So, but we are going to switch over real quick to 3D. We're going to switch over there. If you, those of you who were watching my stream the other day will remember that I did a little bit of a mock-up of what I thought the Asgard would look like, and I wasn't too far off. However, there are some differences. Primarily, the ship is built off the same Valkyrie platform, so there isn't really a lot of size differentiations there. But the idea is that you have these engines mounted up on the external wings now, which does remove the guns that were on the outside there. This turret here has been replaced by a missile launcher system from the looks of it. There's another point in the video that shows we have the big turret under here. So this is a turret. The guns are missing off this model, by the way. We have another turret here under the chin. I think we have another one mounted up top. And I think it's possible we could have turrets mounted under these little vents, because if you go to the video, and I'm going to close this video. We'll go back to that video in a minute. Was it somewhere on the show floor they show it? Let me go back to it here. See if I can find it. I probably can't find it easily. We'll let this play. I'll see if I see it pop up. But sorry, I know you can't see the video I'm scrubbing through, but we'll get there. But again, there's definitely some turret changes, gun changes here. But essentially what also looks like has happened is this entire back section, so this entire cargo area right here, has been widened and extended a bit. And the landing gears, which originally came out of... Where did the original landing gears come out of? I don't have a Valkyrie, so I'm not 100% sure. It looks like this is probably the door. Bay door, yep. Okay, so the landing gears are usually here, underneath right here. The landing gears have actually, it looks like they've been moved to the side over here where my mouse currently is. So that's kind of the big change. It looks like it's occurred in terms of the landing gear side, or the landing gear change, and thus the change to the overall internal space usage inside the ship. The Foreman, thank you for that follow. But again, this is not the Asgard model, though. This is the Valkyrie model that I've just heavily modified to sort of fit what I see with the Asgard. Most everything else is in place, though. Again, primarily the turrets and stuff are different, though. But if you're a fan of the Valkyrie, the Asgard is definitely a Valkyrie variant. You know what I mean? They easily could have called that, whatever, Valkyrie Retribution or whatever they want to call it. You know what I mean? They could have called it that. But we'll go back to 3D in a minute here. Let's see here. Stand by, everyone. I am bringing up some more information here. Again, more leaks coming down the pipe. I do hope I can get the model here shortly. We'll have to see, though. Okay, so I was hoping I could find that particular shot. Where is it? Let me just scrub, see if I can find it. Sorry, bear with me, everybody. I'm trying to look for something here. I forget where it was, though. See Idris Tour, which we'll talk about here in a second. All right, I can't find it, but that's okay. So essentially, though, the Asgard, very much a Valkyrie variant. It's earlier in the vid. If you can find the timestamp, if anyone can find the timestamp for me of when the Valkyrie's nose guns are shown, that would be helpful. I can't remember where it was. I'm pretty sure it's up here where they're showing these Valkyrie, or sorry, I keep calling the Valkyrie, the Asgard, when they're showing the Asgard. This is all Asgard right here, by the way. Let's see if we see it. That, there's our Asgard firing on, let's see here. I think it's coming up. There's the Asgard again. Again, you can see that big turret up top. No, it was a different shot. It was a different shot. No, the one I'm talking about is a different shot. And I want to. I swear it was in the back. I want to say it was 9 minutes and something. We'll let this play. And the one in the showroom. Yes, Foreman. The one in the showroom. Christian says it's basically a Valkyrie Asgard variant. Yeah, essentially. Essentially. We'll see if we can find it, everybody. We'll see if we can find it. Should be up ahead. Yeah, I think so. I think it's coming up. Right here, right here, right here. Okay, so a couple things to look for. One, it's got the big bottom turret. It's got the chin turret, and then it's got the turret up top here. Now, the weird thing is I'm pretty sure this is that top turret. Well, it kind of looks. See, you see how this little this piece of the ship, this white piece here that I'm tracing with my mouse, you see how that's actually above this turret? What that actually looks like, and it's really hard to tell, but what it looks like is it looks like you have, because see that piece of white that we were looking at, I'm going to get this in roughly the same position. Bear with me. Let me turn off this work plane. This is roughly the same position. So you see the bottom turret, you see the chin turret, which is right here. And then this is that piece, right? This is that piece of white that we saw in that other video. And again, if I switch back to it, you'll see it up here. This kind of white piece of mesh right here. If we go back to the model, that's what this white piece is up here. It looks like the guns are underneath that. So it very well mean that there's a turret mounted here, or there's guns mounted here and guns mounted here, making up for... Jake Raven says when it fired, it had 6 shots. So 2 on top, 2 on bottom, 2 on chin. Okay, cool. So maybe what that is then is maybe it means the turret is more nestled up here. I don't know. That's interesting. So the pilot does have 6 size 3s. It's interesting. Man, it's so weird where that turret is placed. If I go back to the left monitor, it's so weird where this turret is up here. It kind of doesn't make sense. It almost looks like it's off to the port side of the ship. Expat says, as a Valk Liberator owner, I'm not pleased. This could have easily been the upgrade the Valk has needed for years. Yeah, it is kind of interesting that it's not just a Valkyrie variant like that. Again, I think that's why it screams like onboarding project, right? Again, it's why it screams onboarding project. But there we go. There's the Valk. We've taken a, or sorry, I keep calling it the Valkyrie. See, we've ruined it for me. Bunkerfist says I posted an image of it and ship discussion firing. I probably won't be able to find that offhand, but I believe you. I do believe you. Oh yeah, I know what image you're showing. Yeah, yeah. Let's go to the next one though. I want to talk a little bit about. And there's Ender. Hey, Ender, how are you?
I just wanted to pop in real quick while I'm playing editor and say hi.
Yes.
Tell him I love him. You're the best, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
And say hi to the community and say thank you all for Jesus Christ. We've hit 15K.
Yeah,
Good Lord,
we've had quite a few big donations. Tailgater coming in with a $200 one. So just tonight so far, we've raised $350. We are going to go for 20K this year, everybody. That is the goal for the end of May, 20K. And if we can hit that, that would be pretty legendary. That would be pretty legendary. We've well past the $30,000 lifetime raised, which is incredible. Everyone give Starjump Ender, who's in chat right now, talking to me with his disembodied voice, give him an 07 in chat because he's done all that hard work over the years, and you can see it. You can. Slave Gunner says, "Would you wax your armpits, Grim?" You know. Ender's pits are much better suited for waxing. That's the real issue. It's one of those
So I've
things
got
like,
a.
could my pits be waxed? Yes, they could, but
Mhm, mhm.
Ender's pits they have a better shape for waxing. There's
Is that
a
what it
yeah, there's a
is?
you can't really put it into words. There's something there that make his pits better than for it.
I've decided what I'm going to do though on that. By the way,
Okay,
I'm going to shave the beard, wax the pits, and have
okay.
my makeup done by the kids
Mm-hmm.
all in one stream. But I think what it's going to be is it's going to be the beard first,
Mm-hmm.
then the makeup,
Yep.
and then the pit wax.
I like that. I like that. I think that would look
Um,
good
I,
on you.
I think that's going to be the best one.
Yeah. Spectre wants to know how I know this. It's just from knowing Ender a long time. That's it. Starjump Starlet. Hope you're well, Starlet. Salute to
Nice.
you.
Anyway, I'm
Um,
going to go back
all
to
right, buddy.
editing. I have a lot of scenes to
Work
label.
through it, buddy. Work through it.
Getting
Good
this
luck.
work done.
I will hit you up when I am done.
Thanks.
And good luck.
See you guys.
Thank you. Everyone, if you were curious about the Atlas Geo that has been handed off to Starlet for integration, may take a little time. I don't know. Starlet, we haven't done the integration of the Geo yet, right? We will, though, if we haven't. We will. It's in the pipeline. We got a lot of stuff that will be coming to with ILW, so don't worry, everybody. We're on it at Starjump Fleet Viewer headquarters. We are on it. It's something we will get done. Not yet, but it's on our to do. Don't worry, everybody. It'll get in there. That one was a little tricky, by the way, the Geo, and it had to do with just the state of Starfab, and we already have the Atlas in, and that was done with Starfab, and we had to run the Geo through my pipeline, but we wanted them to be consistent and stuff, so that one was a little tricky. But anyways, here, everybody, on the Asgard, you can see the very large top turret. Again, I am assuming this is either some very strange enclosed gun turret, or it is more likely some sort of missile turret. Again, we're going to look at the stats here, or the stats here in just a few minutes. Seriously, I think I've been saying that a few times, but as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and bring that up because we do have it. Let me grab that. Okay, here we go, everybody. We're going to bring this over. Let's go ahead and go through this, actually. This is a data mine regarding the Anvil Asgard, Greycat MTC, MRI, Guardian MX. So let's start with the Asgard, known as a vehicle transport. That's the focus. Description is, as the battles of today continue to grow in scale and complexity, Anvil Aerospace understands the impact a single vehicle can have on the outcome. Enter the Asgard. The next generation in ground vehicle transport, the Anvil Asgard features a quick load ramp, a sizable hold to securely store your assault vehicle of choice, and a hefty array of armaments to ensure access to even the most combat heavy of drop sites. Again, this ship is this is your mini Liberator in a way, everybody. This is the drop ship for vehicles, where the Valkyrie is the drop ship for people, technically, although it can carry a vehicle. I know that. It's the drop ship for people. This is technically the drop ship for vehicles in a way. Okay, it's kind of the mini Liberator, mini Liberator. But this is, and that's the way the stepping stone really should work with this ship for people that want to be able to transport vehicles, especially to combat zones. I think the Asgard is kind of the entry level of those ships. There's probably smaller ones because you can get the Cyclone and smaller ones, but I really would say that the Anvil Asgard is probably kind of the starting ship for that. And then you would probably naturally graduate to the Hercules series, so like an M2. And then after that, you would probably graduate to something like the, or if not the C2 and M2, you could probably include the Ironclad Assault in there as well. So then there's those tier ships. And then after that, we have the Liberator. Actually, the Ironclad and the Liberator are probably in the same category. So the Ironclad Assault, Ironclad, I think they're 126 or 125 meters long. Liberator also in that category, about 125 meters long. C2 Hercules and M2 Hercules obviously hitting that 90-meter range, so you can sort of see that progression there, right? Asgard probably being that 48 meters long that the Valkyrie is, so again, you can kind of see how that would work. Socially Confused says, so the Ironclad Assault is what? Medium Liberator? See, I'm actually starting to think that the Ironclad Assault could be just a different version of the Liberator. It's not going to carry as much in the way of ships, but on ground vehicles, I think it's going to carry a really healthy complement. And all the ground vehicles can be covered in transport with the Assault. So I think that's probably a pretty big deal. And by covered on top means they're covered with a shield, right? So, anyways, next is the vehicle. The next is the vehicle known as the Grey Cat MTC. This is a personal transport. Again, remember, a lot of you will remember I called this out as being a mobile armory. Well, let's go ahead and read, and I called that out about a week ago. Let's go ahead and read the description, shall we? As an expert in industrial operations, Grey Cat understands that job site security is a vital part of any successful business venture. Not only that, but to be fully effective, you need to be able to get your security personnel and their equipment to wherever they're needed most. That's why the MTC, or Mobile Tactical Center, is such an important addition to your next venture. Nimble enough to access the difficult terrain encountered at remote operations and equipped with enough suit lockers, weapon racks, and storage to tackle a wide host of issues, the Grey Cat MTC could make all the difference when it comes to turning a potential problem into potential profit. This is a mobile armory. Again, it's got suit lockers, weapon racks, and storage for ammo and other things. This is a mobile armory. It's exactly what it was. Now, I know a lot of people, including myself, were hoping for something along the lines of some sort of, especially when we saw Mobile Tactical Center, some sort of command and control ship, something able to look at, look at the battlefield from a tactical standpoint and help with those decisions. But that really would have required new features, right? It would have required things like, advance or whatever the next version of scanning and radar gameplay is, some sort of command and control infrastructure in the game, which we don't really have. And I think that would tie into things like hollow globe support and stuff like that. Not that this vehicle has hollow globe, but again, it's the same sort of command and control gameplay. We're just not there yet in Star Citizen. So, yeah, I knew this had to be something that could be combat related and of that size, but still be useful and not already covered by what the Cyclone does, because the Cyclone's got so many variants. And the only thing I could come up with was a mobile armory. That was it. And so it wasn't that I was super smart, it just made the most sense. MCD donated $50 to help unlock art supplies for St. Jude. MCD, thank you very much. Salute to you, my friend, coming in with those donations. Thank you, everybody, for those donations as well. Remember, you can go to our Tiltify link, currently shown by Stream Elements and the Twitch chat, and if you're on YouTube, it is pinned to the top of chat. Stream Elements, the Tiltify link there is the Starjump St. Jude Guardians Play Live, whole big long name, charity initiative that we're doing for April and May. You can donate via that Tiltify link. You can donate towards one of the raffles we currently have going on. By the way, we've already given away the Hurricane, already given away this Love Struck starter pack, but we have an Aegis Gladius Valiant that we're giving away tomorrow. All you have to do is a $10 donation via our Tiltify link to get a ticket for the Gladius. You just click on the Gladius when you go to the Tiltify link and you can get set up. We're giving away an Anvil Carrick with LTI, giving that away on May 15th. So only 7 days away from that is a $50 donation towards St. Jude via our Tiltify link. Again, remember that money does not come to Starjump whatsoever. It goes to Tiltify and then to St. Jude. We do not touch the money at all. Last but not least, we have an RSI Polaris Corvette with LTI. We're giving that away on May 30th, okay, end of this month. $100 donation to St. Jude via our Tiltify link will get you a ticket for that. We do still have more to come, by the way, in the way of raffles. We have a Super Hornet and we have an Anvil Hawk we'll be giving away. We also have some Starjump Challenge coins and we have about 2 or 3 more custom ship liveries in Starjump Fleet Viewer that we're giving away. So be on the lookout. Thank you for those donations, everyone. Really appreciate it. Back to the ship descriptions here. The Mirai Guardian MX, Focus Heavy Fighter. Description: taking the framework of the Guardian Fighter and adding even more offensive options. The Mirai Guardian MX packs additional firepower and armor, ideal for overwhelming opponents. While not as nimble as the base Guardian, this heavy fighter is still more agile than many other ships in its class. So this is the really interesting one. This one to me just kills the Guardian. Yes, the Guardian gives you a little bit more agility in flight, but you're going to be able to make up for that eventually in the future with the Guardian MX because you can be able to use flight blades, which we're going to go over here in a minute because they do affect your flight. You're also going to be able to upgrade your ship through the tier system again, and you're going to be able to get this at least to probably to the level of the base Guardian just through those modifications. The Mirai Guardian, I mean, this is a heavy fighter, so you should be outfitted for battle. And this is going to be the go-to Mirai Guardian for people that want to fly the Guardian. I see a lot of people CCUing their Guardian to the Guardian MX. I really do. Socially Confused says, that seems too OP. Cooperman, the update hit? I'm not sure. We possibly will check. I'm not sure. It is possible. It looks like Von Cody just come in with a $10 donation.
Thank
New
you.
toy for hospital play areas and towards the Aegis Gladius Valiant. Very much thank you, Von Cody. You're a legend. Appreciate it. Salute to you. Mick D. Tailgater. Monster of many names. Rough Gaming. All coming in with donations tonight. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody. Well, so the Great Cat MTC is a mobile armory, Tony. It's a mobile armory. It's going to be able to carry a little bit. It's got some storage. It has suit lockers and weapon racks. So I agree with you. I almost wish there was just a passenger version too. Tyrolean, hopefully I said that right, sending the javelin overhead with that follow. I appreciate you, by the way. Thank you, everyone, for the follows, for the support. If you're over on YouTube, please hit the subscribe, like, thumbs up, all that crap. I hate to ask people to do it, but it really does help the YouTube channel. We are trying to grow the YouTube channel. If you are following us over on YouTube, by the way, you'll notice that we've started releasing shorts and stuff like that. We're experimenting with some stuff, but we want to grow the channel. And for everyone on Twitch, if you haven't followed me before, please shoot me out a follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Okay. Continuing on here. Let me go back. So this is new ships. We're going to go to the new loadouts. Is this... let me see if this is what I was looking at. So yes, here we go. The Guardian MX loadout has 2 size 2 shields, 24 size 2 missiles. So those missile pods on each side are 12 and 12. I originally thought that it could have those on the bottom as well, but and that would be 48 missiles. I kind of thought that was insane. So what it sounds like is those missile turrets are only on the bottom, and I can show you that really easily by going back to this image here. You see these up here, these little vents. They've got missile tubes in. So there's 12 here on this side, 12 here on this side, and so those are your missile racks right there on the Guardian. And then it has the 4 size 4 pilot control weapons. So this does hit pretty hard, right? It's got the 4 size 4 pilot weapons and 24 size 2 missiles, okay? Great Cat MTC loadout, it has 1 size 0 shield generator and 1 remote turret with 2 times size 2 weapons. I love the Great Cat. I wish there was a personnel transport version of it, but for a mobile armory variant, I can't see going with this. Then the Asgard loadout. Oh, Crazy Sling coming in with the follow. Thank you very much for that, Crazy. I appreciate it. Javelin flying overhead a few times tonight. That's really cool to see, everyone. Thank you. But yes, the Asgard loadout, 4 size 2 shields. God, is that right? 4 size 2 shields? That's interesting. 16 size 3 missiles. So those are going to be housed in that top missile turret that I showed you that's sitting up top. It's kind of a big one. That makes sense that it's 16 size 3 in that because that is a pretty beefy turret, right? Then we have 2 size 4 and 4 size 3 pilot weapons. That's quite a bit of firepower on the pilot weapons, am I wrong? And then 1 man turret with 2 size 4 weapons. Kavotho says it's probably 4 size 3, and that's a typo. Oh, okay, got it. So it could be a typo there. Gotcha. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Again, everyone, remember, these are data mines. This stuff can shift, especially when you get into like actual metric numbers and stuff on DPS and everything. So just be a little wary. Some of this stuff could probably be influx all the way up to ILW. So bear with me. So we're talking about the MTC loadout. I'm actually going to bring, or we're kind of talking about the MTC. Excuse me. Ohio Medic 5037 donated $10 towards a new toy for the hospital players and the Aegis Gladius Valiant. Ohio Medic, salute to you. Are you a fellow Ohioan? I'm assuming you are. I am in Columbus. So nice to see a fellow Ohioan here. Yeah, great to see you. Thank you for that donation. Appreciate it, Von Cody. Also with the $10 donation. Thank you very much, everyone, for your donations tonight. We have crossed the $15,000 mark. So, Cleveland in the house, Rage, awesome. Yes. Here we go, everybody. But moving over to the MTC, which is right here. I'm actually going to pull up another image of it. I want to talk about the MTC for a second. Here it is. Again, I really love the look of it. I love the tires, actually. I know that's kind of a funny thing, but I really love that. Kevin Chaos says Cincinnati here. That is awesome. Very cool. Hello, Cincinnati. Hello, Cleveland. We do have some interior MTC images, I believe. Here's one, I believe. Yep. There is the MTC interior. You can see the driver console up here at the front. We do have an entry doorway here on the left side, as well as a small jump seat, some weapon racks. I don't know what this is, probably fire extinguisher. This will be components and engineering, and a little area here to kind of get in and access things. We do have another image here towards the back. There we go. Looking backwards here. Again, we have the exit, more gun racks and stuff here, as well as 2 suit lockers. So the real question here is, can you only access this from the inside? What would really make this ship interesting is if you could access these gun lockers and all this stuff from the outside. That I think would be really cool, but that does not look like that's the case here, right? That does not look to be the case. But that is the interior of the MTC right there, looking backwards. And then that is looking forward. So I see 4 gun racks, 2 suit lockers, and then obviously storage. I don't know. What's everyone think of this? What do we think of the price for the Grey Cat MTC now that we see what it is? Mobile armory platform, small vehicle, single person driven with the ability to carry 1 in a jump seat. Where does everyone put this? I'm putting this thing square, like, yeah, Lazy just said it, $50. I think it's going to be right there at the $45 mark. Probably $45 is where I'm thinking. Some people saying 40. I could see it going as low as 40, to be honest with you. VG says 35, Bingo 65. I'm thinking this thing sits firmly in the $45 bracket. There's just not, I like it. There's just not a lot there. Star Cadet Grim donated $10. A fellow Grim, I love it. Donated $10 for a new toy for the hospital players and an Aegis Gladius Valiant. Again, remember everybody, we'll be doing the giveaway for the Aegis Gladius Valiant tomorrow, May 9th, on something. Either Ender will stream or we'll do an episode of Starjump Station. We got to think about that, but we will give that ship away tomorrow. Okay. So thank you very much. And by the way, everyone, you do not need to be on stream to win. Doing your donation and getting your raffle ticket is all that is needed. You don't have to do anything other than that. Okay. Kevin Chaos, thank you for the follow. Sending the Javelin overhead. I love seeing the Javelin go overhead. It's one of my favorite ships. So thank you very much. VG says the Ursa is $50 and far more useful. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. In some ways, the Ursa, or very much the Nursa is more useful. Ape in Space says earning game 100%. And remember that, everybody, ships can be earned in game, and if you're using this specifically for FPS ground-based operation scenarios, you're going after Hathor or whatever, buy this thing in game. Okay. Zach T, thank you for the follow. Salute to you. Appreciate that, and appreciate all these follows, everyone. Again, I really, really appreciate it. So that's what this is. You know what I really would have loved this to have been? You know how we have the Argo CSV FM, the base builder little vehicle that's going to carry 2 small drones? I really wish this is what the vehicle looked like that was the base builder ground vehicle, because this vehicle just looks a lot cooler, right? Yes, if this is the LTI token, if that's what this ends up being, absolutely buy it for that. Sure. Yeah, absolutely buy it for that reason alone. I think that'd be fine. We do have some other pictures here. Moving off of that and moving back to this ship right here, the Starlancer attack, which we saw some of yesterday. We did get a brief interior tour of that. Couple interior images popping up for it. We can see a little habitation area that was built here. This is kind of new. We have not seen this in the Starlancer attack, the Starlancer Max. So this is the interior there of the Starlancer attack, sort of habitation hangout area. Zachty says, "G'day, Grim. Have you seen the new info?" I won't say because leaks unless you want it. No, I have all the info. We're going over it now. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I usually, just so everyone knows, usually when every build comes out, I am usually on it immediately. Not only for data and data mining the build, but I have 2 people that data mine the game almost immediately upon new builds hit, and so I get that information pretty quickly. And then obviously for Fleet Viewer, I'm very eager to get my hands on the models. So a lot of times I will, because I want to get those started for Fleet Viewer a little early. So, it's something I do right away. So yeah, no worries there. I'm usually on it. Here's another interior layout picture of the TAC. Again, you have the Fury hangar right here. You can see it in the upper right-hand corner. You come through the out of the hangar area. You go through the double doors. This used to be where the hangar was like the big habitation area of the Max. And when you come through these doors, this used to be the area of habitation in the Max, where you had the kitchen and all that good stuff, and then you had the big pool table and all that. That's all been moved out of the way now for a small eating area and then a small bunk room. Okay, the bunk room looks like it can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Probably have soup lockers and other things like that. So there you go. Yeah, we're going to cover those bomb racks here in just a second, Zachty. Yeah, we'll cover all that for sure. So yeah, a couple inside images of the Starlancer TAC. Again, who's excited for the TAC? I mean, we know what the cost of that one is. It is, what is it, $330? Is it $330 war bond? Maybe chat, you can remind me. $330 war bond, I think, for that one. Blurry Pixel donating $25 for 1 day of meals for a patient. Blurry, thank you very much. Blurry just won a ship, I believe the Hurricane. Was it the Hurricane you won, Blurry Pixel? Either way, congrats on that. Let's see here. Cost is, sorry about it. So I think the TAC is going to be the ship people upgrade their Max to. I see a lot of people pushing their Max into the TAC territory. Zachty says $330 credit, $295 war bond. Yeah, I mean, I have a Max currently. I like the Max. I love the look of the Starlancer series. I like the Max. I would love a Max with a medical bay. So that is the biggest allure for me to get the TAC. Badass American, salute to you. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope you're badass. Makes me think of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, one of my favorite shows. But yeah, the Starlancer TAC. I don't really need it for the Fury hangar. I'm not a big fan of the Fury. I don't need it for the drop seats, but man, that medical bay is alluring. Ryan Mac Gamer, thank you for that follow. We've had the Javelin fly quite a few sorties over our head tonight, everyone. That is amazing. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, Starlancer TAC. It's interesting. I'll say another interesting thing about the TAC is the TAC is interesting because it is a big it's a combat ship and I would think really good for just pounding the hell out of bases, but it's got such a big profile. It's such a big target. That in the future, what I would really love to see, I don't know if you in chat agree with this, but one of the areas I think CIG could really bring a level of progression in ships, like additional progression, not only in computer blades, turrets, shields, components, all that kind of stuff, but is in defensive countermeasure systems. So I would love to be able to change, switch out, modify the defensive countermeasure systems within ships to up their survivability. I do know subcomponents and components are going to obviously bring a little bit of that on, especially in terms of your shield components and stuff. But I would love additional ways to deal with that. So I would love a variety of countermeasures that you can choose from. We'll see if they ever do anything like that. But personally, I would love if they did. So we've talked about the Asgard, we talked about the Grey Cat MTC, we talked about the Guardian, we talked about the TAC. I think we should show a few. Cosmic Turtle says, do you need to be present for the raffle drawings? No, you do not. All you need to do is donate via the Tiltify link, click on the ship you are doing buying a ticket for, and then yes, you are good to go on that. You do not have to be there for the raffle drawing. When the raffle is done, and whoever wins, they will be contacted via email, because when you donate, we you have to enter your email. One thing I did want to pull up though is a few of the paints here. Let's start with the Asgard, showing some Asgard paints here that are coming along with Invictus. I'm not a big fan of the white, believe it or not, but I love this one down here. Love that one down there, and this one. Those make me want attack. Or sorry, attack. Those make me want an Asgard, so those are really cool. Kusanagi says sent. We sent via. Oh, okay, cool. Yes, thank you. Yes, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Actually, we're going to get to that. Kusanagi, thanks for sending that. Yeah, but I like those. I like those a lot. But those are the current colors shown for the Asgard. There's some nice variants in there. Again, a little bit on the drab side, or some of them are just because again military ship. But I really like what I'm seeing here, especially on this bottom row. That's really nice. We have some paints for the next ship. Is the Guardian. We're going to take a look. Actually, let's look at the MTC first. Here's the MTC paints. A little harder to see, but it looks like it's got some cool color variants. Yeah, this is just an interesting vehicle. I wish they were releasing this with variants. This is a vehicle I wish there was variants of. I would have loved a personnel carry variant. I would have loved a medical variant of this. I actually love the look of this. I would prefer to have this over the Nursa. Yeah, Cody Fox says it right there in chat. I would almost prefer to have this over the Nursa, right? Just from a look standpoint. So I think a medical variant of this would have been really cool. It looks a little bit more off-roady and stuff, and a little bit more military. So I think that would have been cool. So I'm actually a little shocked they did not do a medical variant. I have a feeling we'll see some though in the future. So yeah, Spectre says give them time, they will. Absolutely will. I agree with you. Okay, next I want to show you what I think are some of the most interesting paints, and that is the Guardian series. There you go, everybody. There are the Guardian paints, looking super, super sharp. Some of the paint choices are weird again for a combat military heavy fighter, or at least I'm assuming this is a UE Navy fighter. Maybe it's not. I mean, again, it's at Invictus, so I don't know. But regardless, there's some interesting paint jobs here. I'm surprised there's not a few that are a little bit more military looking, but I really do dig them. I kind of did the red and black and this one down here in the lower right. Pretty cool paint jobs. I'm still a little kind of iffy on the whole Mirai thing. I know a lot of people like them. Nothing wrong with that. I feel like Mirai should have been luxury and racing, not combat and racing like CIG has done. I don't know. I don't know what was the best decision there, or I don't know what the thinking was there, but ultimately that's the way they've gone, and obviously we got to respect that. But I really wish Mirai was more racing and luxury focused. Think like Ferrari, right? So racing and luxury, right? And I just the whole combat angle with the Fury and the Guardian and the Fury MX and all, it just doesn't. I don't see how it fits in Mirai. It just seems a little all over the place. It just seems like another manufacturer instead of a high performance manufacturer, sub manufacturer of MISC. But that's my thinking. But I actually have. There's a lot of people that disagree with me on that. But I agree. Some people saying racing paints for a combat ship. Yeah, it looks like that, right? Here's the thing. I really like the Guardian. I think it looks really cool. I don't think it's the ship for me. Ultimately, it's just not the ship for me. It's odd. It's odd. It's kind of like the Too Fast, Too Furious version of Heavy Fighters, right? So, yeah. Next, I want to talk about. We've got to fast forward a little bit for this one, folks. We're going to talk about this ship, the Aegis Idris P. Who wants to talk about the Aegis Idris P, Peacekeeper variant of the Idris? Let's talk about it, right? I guess we should, right? Cody Fox says yes. Okay, well, let's go ahead and dig into this one, everybody. So what you are seeing here on tour at the ArcCorp IO Tower is the Aegis Idris P frigate. This is the Peacekeeper variant of the Aegis Idris M, so the military variant. It loses its front chin spinal railgun, the size 10 mass driver that sits right under the nose. You'll notice that is missing. Here's the funny thing. I think this looks so much better without that big gun mounted under the chin. I don't know if anyone agrees with me there, but I almost wish the railgun on the Aegis was more integrated into the hull a little better instead of like stuck on the bottom of the chin. I kind of love the look of the Idris without the chin turret. So I don't know if anyone agrees with me. Citizen Ninja says it's the racing Idris. You may be right. You may be right. Yeah, and the paint's interesting. This does look like this sort of yellow, blue-gray paint on the M. It's interesting to see it on the P. Again, the Idris paints they've been all over the place for years, so that's something to just consider. But I do love the look of it. Starlet says, is this the new version of it with the different shapes? No, great question, Starlet. This is not the new version of the Idris. Everyone will know I've talked about this multiple times, but this is the new Idris here with the Chevron engines here. You can tell completely different greebling on the exterior and the little side engines. That is not this. This is the Idris in Squadron 42. I do sincerely hope we are getting this one at some point, because this exterior looks so much better than this exterior. But this is the old exterior. You can always tell because of the dual top and bottom mounted main engines. So, but there you go. Now there is a few things to go over with this ship, so we're going to do that now. The first thing is we're going to bring up. We got a video here. Let me see. Stand by. Okay. So this is apparently the Idris K size 10 Exodus laser beam weapon sound. Now, I do have that. Do I have the information here? Stand by, everyone. Let me see if I have it. Is it this? Yes, right here you can see this is one of the data mines here. The Hurston Exodus laser beam size 10. Which had its health increased from 800 to 750,000. This Exodus size 10 laser beam weapon, this is the Idris K's front-mounted replacement for the mass driver size 10. I forget what brand this is, if anyone can remind me. This size 10 mass driver is on the Idris M. The Exodus laser beam weapon is on the Idris K kit. Okay. So let's go off of this again. So this, I think, does contain the audio from the size 10 laser beam weapon, but obviously that weapon is not mounted underneath this Idris P here. So let's see if we can hear it. Everyone hear that? Here we go. You can hear that continuous sound of the laser beam. You can hear it powering down. So it's supposed to be a constant laser beam, and actually I'm going to pull up an image of that, by the way. You can hear those sounds. So again, that constant laser beam sound. Here, Klaus and Warner. Yes, thank you, Rabbit. Thank you, Klaus and Warner. But here is the Idris K for everyone who has not seen it. This is the Idris K, and it's firing the laser beam weapons. This is not the mass driver. This is that Exodus laser beam weapon. You can see the long beam here coming off of this Idris K, and then this Idris K here firing it as well. So here's the funny thing. I actually am really excited for the Idris K. I prefer that over the Idris M, believe it or not, because I really like the big, long laser beam weapons. I think that's really cool. Now, another thing to know is that was not the only K-kit weapon shown. Yeah, the Idris K, Kevin. So the Idris K is a upgrade kit for the Idris P that adds additional weaponry and stuff. So the Idris P, again, if we go back to this video, you can see the Idris P does not have that chin-mounted mass driver railgun. But if you buy the Idris K kit and put it on the Idris P in your vehicle manager, you get several things. One of the things you get, let me pull that up. One of the things you get is this turret. Or nope, not that turret. That's PDC turret. I pulled up the wrong image. Bear with me. Bear with me. I got too many. Here it is. One of the things you pull up is this missile rack. This missile rack goes on the front of the Idris P or Idris K, and it replaces the dual size 5 on the top of the nose of the Idris M. So if I go back to let's go here. Let's go to Hanger Link real quick. You'll notice here, let me up-res this because this is too low res. Okay. If you'll notice here on the Idris, there's a top mount right here. Okay, you see this little circle? Now, on the M, there's supposed to be a dual size 5 man turret there. Okay, on the Idris M. And yes, we know ours and Fleet Viewer is missing this. But there's supposed to be a dual size 5 man turret there. But with the K kit, that missile rack, this one here, this manned missile turret, that is what goes on the front of this top mount here. Okay. And yes, Monster says it correctly. There's also some additional stuff, comes with 4 bearing auto turrets, etc. There's more stuff that comes with it. But those are sort of the two big things. The Exodus size 10 laser beam weapon and the big top-mounted turret here, which I do think affects the front cargo room or the torpedo room of the Idris M and Idris P, respectively. Del Kenobi says, I read the Idris K kit contains multiple items that you can use to mix and match for either the Idris P or M variant. Have you or anyone heard about that too? Yep, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what the Idris K does. Now, what we do not know is if on the Idris M, if let's say you have an Idris M, but let's say you also have the Idris K kit, I don't know if we've ever heard if you can take the Idris K laser beam weapon and put it on an Idris M. I would assume you can. I don't know if anyone in chat, especially any of the long-time Star Citizen backers going back into the early teens, if any of you all know for sure, but I think that's possible. I do think that's possible. But going back to that image, this is that turret, and they have this turret on display towards the Idris Tour. And again, we might go check it. We might go check it out here in a moment. Okay, we might go check that out in a moment. Real quick here, bear with me. I want to get back to something here. But yeah, there we go. I pulled up an image a minute ago. For some of you may have seen. Now we know PDCs are coming. I would assume PDCs are going to be on the Idris. We have the PDCs on the Polaris and a few other ships. One of the things we've heard about are new PDCs coming, right? So one of the things we heard about was the missile PDC, and this is what this is. So it's a replacement for your standard PDC cannons, the point defense cannons. This is still considered a PDC. You can see it right here. It's made by Bearing. It is the PPB 116 Pepper Box, and it is a, what's this here? It says stores 16 size 1 missiles. Is as it says here, the Pepper Box is as disruptive as it is deadly, excelling at both inflicting damage and overwhelming evasive maneuvers. So again, this is meant to shower your targets with size 1 missiles. Okay, 16 size 1 missiles. So that will be a choice you can make on a ship. The interesting thing that will coincide with this is, do you have to replace all your PDCs with either the Pepper Box or the point defense cannons, or can you make a choice of like a mix and match of them? Like, can you have some point defense cannons, some Pepper Boxes? We don't know. GQ says, Xylo from a Spectrum post from 2019 says the Idris P will be able to fully match an Idris M via upgrading in-game. We can now confirm that we are planning to eventually add manufacturer shipyards, capital ship dealers in-game, which will help facilitate this conversion. Okay, thank you very much, GQ. Appreciate that. So yeah, I don't think the Idris K will have any problems matching the Idris M. There could be a little difference, though, in armor. I have heard that is a possibility with the two variants, that there could be a difference in armor where the Idris M does have a little bit more armor to it, armor plating. But again, I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. Meathead Militia says a message from 6 years ago is not something I put much value in. I mean, that has to be considered too, right? That does have to be considered too. GQ adds, in the same way that the Idris P can use the railgun that is present on the Idris M, the Idris M can also make full use of the items included in the upgrade kit. Boom, there you go. That is probably something they will stick with, though. I could see them definitely sticking with that. So with the K kit, which, chat, you're all lovely with the information. Can you remind me of the K kit's price? I forget. I do own it, but I forget what the price was. I guess I could go to Hanger Link and look it up. As a matter of fact, for those of you that don't use Hanger Link, let me swing on over and we'll take a look at that. Right over on Hanger Link. As a matter of fact, if I go to Hanger Link, you can actually look. These are all my pledges. I can actually look for the K kit, which is Idris Aftermarket K kit right here. It is $300, so it costs $300. So for $300, you can get your Idris P to an Idris M in terms of lethality, right? Or in terms of armament for the most part. So there you go. There you go. And an Idris M, or let's see. So the Idris P IAE War Bond is the one I got. So it was 1,300 War Bond. I think it's 1,600 credit. So, excuse me. So with the Idris P, you have the $1,300 cost, the $300 cost for this K kit. That takes you up to $1,600. That's War Bond price now. So now that's supposed to put it mostly on par with the Idris M. Now, if you did not War Bond the Idris P, you got it for credit. That's $1,600 worth, and then a $300 K kit, bringing it up to $1,900, right? Can I add tonight? $1,600? Yep, $1,900. So now we're starting to get up to that $2,000 territory, right? That's a lot of money. A lot of people have been asking, and I'd love to hear from chat what you all think. What do we think that the Idris M is going to go to in terms of a flight ready price, right? Because I think it's going to go up. I think it's going to go up, right? Zarek Master says Idris P is $1,500 credit, not $1,600. Oh, is it? Okay, cool. I was wrong then. Why did I say $1,600? Why did I think it was $16? I don't know. Idris P is $1,500. Okay, cool. Thank you, Zarek. Appreciate it. But here's the real question. What do we think the flight ready price is going to be for the Idris? Spectre says, meanwhile, the Jav is only 2,700. Yeah, 2,700 war bond, though, right? 2,700 war bond. Kraken is 1,650 war bond. Diggable says 1,750. McD says 2K. Bingo says 1,750. I could see it going 1,750 for the Idris P flight ready price. Well, maybe not war bond. If the war bond is 1,300, is it still 1,300 war bond, or did it go up a little bit for the Idris P war bond price? GearCon, you know what they're going to do for that? Here's what they're going to do. They probably won't sell the M, but I would be shocked if they didn't do some sort of F8C sort of event where maybe you can hunt some golden ticket sort of thing that allows you to get the M. Or maybe that unlocks a purchasable M kit on the store or something. I could see them doing that, but I don't know. Maybe they'll want to. I actually hope they keep its exclusivity. I do not have an M, but I actually think they could keep its exclusivity. But I do think we're going to be able to grind for an Idris M in game in Star Citizen 1.0 through reputation stuff. Dayron says, might just stay at the base price considering you can't CCU to it. Maybe, but if history has shown us anything, is that it's going to go up, right? Michael Phillips asks a great question here. How sure are you feeling right now that the Idris P will be released in the coming weeks? That's a great question, Michael. I think I've fluctuated over the last week, 2 weeks a lot. I went from, oh my God, it's coming, it's definitely coming, to nope, it's not coming. It's definitely not coming. To now, I really think we're at a 50-50 point with it. I was told, now I don't know if this is true. If anyone has the link, please send it to me. But I was told that Jared made a post saying that all the ships that are going to be released at Invictus launch week were shown in the Star Citizen video today. Well, the Idris was shown, the Idris P. So while they didn't say that, I mean, it could happen. Cody Fox says, yes, Jared made that Twitter post and then deleted it. Yeah, so it is very, very possible that the Idris is coming because the Idris was in that video. But let's go back to something here. And I'll say this because I am glad you asked this, Michael. I've talked about this on the stream quite a bit. CIG is very well aware of, in my opinion, very well aware of when a ship, when they release an Evo build or, we're going to talk a little bit about that, Spectre. They're very, very well aware of when they put out an Evo build or a PTU build and they've got code string in there that people data mine. They are well aware that people are going to data mine that. Okay, so when they put that code in there, they know we're going to speculate wildly. Okay, they're very aware of this. Talk to developers myself. Trust me, they're very well aware of it. With that, they have made no secret about putting Idris P stuff in there, Idris K kit stuff. We've got the Idris P subscriber flare shirt. First off, an Idris P at a military event doesn't even make any sense, to be totally honest with you. It really doesn't make any sense. This should be the Idris M because that is the military variant. So if CIG does not release it at Invictus, then it is one of the most epic trolls of the Star Citizen community I've ever seen. I really think that it's a little bit in bad taste if they don't release the Idris, but yet have gone out of their way to put so many seeds that we're getting the Idris because they know people were going to think that. It would leave a little bit of bad taste in my mouth. So I really kind of think, and here's the other thing. You might say, well, why are, and I'll get to that that torpedo question that was just asked. Sorry, I've lost it, but yeah, I'll get to that. But I've asked myself this: why the Idris P? Why are we getting that to tour? And then I thought about something. Someone said in chat that the Idris M would not be sold again. You might be more right than you know. If you're going to release the Idris to the backers, that means you're going to have a flight ready sale for it as well. Well, if you're sticking to your word that the M is no longer offered, then the only one you can sell is the P. So it makes sense that the P is the one that you're touring because they do want to sell it, right? It right here, we'll watch as this plays out a little bit. Did I miss it? Let me back up for a minute here. I want to show one other thing going into this haul. I mean, it makes sense again that the Idris P is the one that you can sell to people, so you might as well put it on the show floor. Where the M, I think the M will still release when the P releases, but that's not going to be on sale, right? There may be some sort of contest or something to win one, but you know, I don't know. Spectre says the Idris P is used by the UE. Is it? Because here's the Idris P, by the way, is the hologram that's up here too, which is kind of interesting. The Idris P is the one that's the hologram. The Idris P is used by the UEE. What do they use it for? And why don't they just use the Idris M? The P is really just an Idris M that's been neutered. So why? I would love to know if that's the case, Spectre. What do they use it for? Jake Raven says, I agree, Grim, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I feel pretty confident about that. At the same time, CIG does stuff that doesn't make sense. Spectre says this one on tour is there and by the way, Spectre, I actually believe you and everything. I was just curious if you have any information on that. Is there like a plaque or some sort of information placard or something that talks about that talks about the Idris P and how it's used? Cody Fox says, Starjump Grim, notably, the screen in front of the Idris P hologram in the PTU Invictus Hall is the only screen currently in the entire hall that still says disconnected. Interesting. We might have to go check this out, everybody. We may have to start Star Says and go check this out. One other thing I wanted to talk about here. You know what? Should we just jump in game and go check the hall out? Does anyone want to do that? I know a lot of you were in Expat's stream and you probably went there already. You're probably like, don't take me there again, Grim. Please, no. Please, no more Idris. Bingo says, let's go. Okay, I'm going to start up Star Citizen. We'll start it up. We'll see. We'll see what we can get into. Kusanagi says a Mark II Peacekeeper variant developed by the UE Patrol Services, the Idris P, strips the standard ship-to-ship's gun and spinal mount in favor of additional cargo capacity and the superior speed. RSI, gotcha. I got to update the PTU real quick, by the way. This won't take long. But again, it's really hard to say right now, everyone. I would just say that if there was ever a time where it looked good that the Idris P could be released to backers, now is the time. I feel like CIG has almost gone out of their way to see that the Idris P is coming without saying it's coming, to the point of if they don't deliver it now, I actually think the event's going to be overshadowed by people just pissed off that the Idris didn't come again because of how much it was seeded. And if your answer is, well, it's a military-themed event, so they wanted to show off the Idris, well, they could have shown off the Javelin like they have in years past. They could have just had a big tour of the Polaris in that regard, right? There's a lot of things they could have done. They're obviously putting a lot into this Idris showing, right? GearCon says, yeah, Graham, they did say way back when that we would be able to get the spinal mount gun via rep with the military. I think what was said was that via rep you would be able to get all of the M guns. Yeah, that makes sense, GearCon. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay, let's see here. Iggy Chrono says, Grim, if the Kraken goes on sale at Invictus, do you see the Matrix being updated to have the loaner for it be an Idris? That's a great question, Iggy, and I do think so. I do think so. By the way, everyone, I am launching the game. Bear with me. I will switch over to that monitor. Yeah, I think well, for a couple things. One, the Kraken will go on sale Invictus launch week. It always does. So if you've been wanting a Kraken, you will have an opportunity to snag one at Invictus. Um, if the loaner does change, obviously that'll affect people that buy the ship at Invictus, but also own the ship already. So yeah, it's very, very, very possible. Zarek Master says, Sergeant Grim, ignore the last. This is an important one. The UEE Exploratory Services retired 150 Idris Ps, which have seen hard service on the frontier. The ships were put on sale with funds received going towards a Synth World project. Okay. Jake Raven says, Grim, I'm sorry I was so hard on you earlier about the Asgard. You weren't hard on me at all. The Asgard is good. You know, it's funny. I I actually called one of my images Asgard. Um, yes, I can speak a little bit to that. There was, do I have that? Let's bring it up. Bear with me. Bear with me, folks. Where did I lose it? Yes, there was. Let me bring this over. Yeah, you can see right here, everybody. Let me zoom into this a little bit. This was kind of interesting. This popped up here. There was a link discovered by some folks in the community. Thanks to Vixor9999 for sharing that here. It appears to be a play.sc redirect link set up for what's most likely an Idris P store page. But as of this moment, it's currently hidden from outside viewing. That's the link right there. It currently redirects to a just the standard comlink transmission page. And they did find similar pages for the rest of this year's ships as well. So again, possible. I wouldn't call this confirmation like they do here in the data mining. I wouldn't call it this confirmation. I would just say it's very interesting, right? I mean, first off, the Idris P goes on sale every year during Invictus. There's definitely going to be an Idris P store page. There's going to be a place to buy it, right? That's definitely going to be a thing. Whether or not this is the Idris P going to sale and landing in people's hangars is a different thing, right? I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's very all signs are pointing to yes. VG says, Grim, question, will the Asgard, I'm calling it Asgard from now on, have a cargo grid? Yep, I think it does. Or, well, actually, you know what? Damn it. That's a good question, VG. That's a very good question. I hope it does, but I think it won't. I'm starting to think it won't. And the reason is I almost feel like if it has a cargo capacities as well, then the Valkyrie's just dead in the water. Yes, it's got the jump seats, but that's the only damn thing it offers at that point. I hope it does, VG, but I don't think it will. Feather says, if they do release the Idris P, will they also release the M, or will the P be a loaner? I think they would release both. I really do. I think they would release both. All right, everybody. I'm going to switch over monitors here. Bear with me. We're doing some shuffling. Okay. All right, here we're in Star Citizen. I know I got a bunch of shit up on screen here. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and jump in, and we'll head over to the Bevik Convention Center here. This man looks nice and handsome. We'll just go with that, and we'll jump in. We're going to skip the tutorial, and we will choose Area 18. There we go. Everyone, if you have not followed the channel yet, please give the channel a follow. I appreciate it. If you're on Twitch, please hit that follow button. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like, subscribe, follow, thumbs up, all that shit. I really appreciate that as well. Thank you very much. T-Jack says, question, is it kind of dumb to not have a cargo grid? How can it hold tanks and not cargo? CIG seems to really good at making... Well, I agree with you, T-Jack. I think CIG looks at the two things like carry capability in terms of vehicle and stuff and cargo grid. I think they look at those as check boxes to balance ships, right? So some ships have certain things, it balances against others. Cody Fox, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I've seen you on my channel quite a bit, and I do appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. So, yeah. Michael Phillips says, just last year they said Crew said Idris wins Squadron 14. So it was actually 2 years ago that John Crew said that. And I think things change. If they release the P, I think things change. They said that for years in regards to the F8C. We weren't going to get the F8C, and we were not going to get the FA Mark II or the F7A Mark II. We were not going to get those until Squadron came out. That was what was always said. And obviously that's not the case. Those ships came out, right? Call me Teach 2. Thank you for that follow. Appreciate you. Let me learn how to control the game again here. Why is the game acting weird? Bear with me, everybody. I got some weirdness. Yep, the game is acting very weird. Bear with me. Oh man, this thing is acting super weird. I may have to fix something here. Bear. Stand by, everybody. I gotta fix something. Let me go to full screen for a minute. Okay, there we go. Cursebreaker, no one can post links in, but if you tell me what the video is, I can pull it up, play with it. Jake Raven, yeah, I mean, you know, that's the story of a lot of people's lives. But, you know, if you have friends, if you're in an org, or if you want to join an org, you should look into it. There's a lot of great orgs. I'm sure a lot of people would love to ride along with you in your Idris to check all that good stuff out. Now, we're on Area 18. We should be able to look up right over here and see the Idris P. So we're going to look up. And you should see the Idris P up there. Yep, there it is, everybody. At the top of the ArcCorp Tower. You can see it right there. So we're going to head up and take a look.
Welcome to IO North Tower, Area 18's premier centre for business.
A couple other people going to check the Idris out.
Associates for help or rental opportunities.
Oh yeah, Curse. We just watched that. Yeah, we just watched that video with the Hurston Exodus, the Hurston Exodus laser beam weapon sound. We did watch that. Very cool. I love the sound of it. Love the sound of it.
Welcome to IO North Tower, Area 18's premier centre for business development.
We'll probably watch it again though, Curse. But yeah, we did watch it. It's really cool. By the way, everyone, thank you for your donations tonight. It's been absolutely incredible. Bingo, if you're in chat, would you mind popping up the old donate link there? If you're on YouTube, the Tiltify link is pinned to the top of the chat. We do appreciate it. Been some absolutely incredible donations tonight. Big shout out to our donators to the raffle prizes. We got GearCon who's in chat. Give him an 07. Donated absolutely a ton of ships. We had Bingo Winchester also donate some ships, as well as Lazy Donuts, also in chat, I believe, and James from Icon City. Now we have something here. This says screen disconnected. Again, this is the screen right here that says disconnected. I'm assuming this is one of the only screens that says disconnected. Am I right? Here we have one of the turrets also disconnected. Yusuki said, did Yusuki ask a question? Could it be made not limited with the release, or will it stay limited number? I assume you're talking the P and M. Those will stay limited. They'll do just like the Polaris. You'll still be able to buy it, but it's going to be limited in nature. And yeah, there's showing off one of the turrets. So someone asked about these torpedoes. These are size 12 torpedoes. So these size 12 torpedoes, by the way, are not fired out of the Idris. They're actually fired out of the Javelin. The Javelin fires a size 12 torpedoes. And there they are. Several different variants. We heard about this recently, actually. And these are the size... these are the size 12. I actually think these are... Yeah, are these... Yeah, so size 12 Calamities. Is that what these are? Those are the Calamities, and these are the size 12 Executors. There are size 10 variants of these as well. These are actually torpedoes, though, and the size 12 go in the Javelin. So if you're curious, they go in the Javelin. What is there, a ship stuck here? What the hell is going on? Thank you, people, for ruining the event. Here is the other PDC. Again, I think we'll have some of these PDCs on the Idris. You can see that here. These are the PPB 116 Pepper Box. Really cool. I love the look of them, actually. Really cool. Let's head up to the Idris, everybody. It's still got the old texture on it. I know some people were saying... Well, the video had the yellow and blue texture. This is a really rough, bad texture on it, in my opinion. Let's walk inside. Okay, we're going to slow it down here. We're walking in. We can go left or right towards the mess hall, left towards the med bay, or to the starboard side of the ship. We're going to go head up to the front, though, real quick here. Those could be sized down torpedoes for the Javelin, though. Those could be sized down. Here's something that I assume CIG will get rid of. These top docking collars. Again, CIG's not doing these in ships anymore, so I assume these are going to be gotten rid of, and these will be just small armories. Those could be size 10 as well, Feathers. Exactly right. They do have fire extinguishers in the Javelin now. You can see that. Cargo bay. This is the cargo bay where the missile room or the torpedo room on the Idris M normally is located, but they've turned that into a cargo room. There's a maintenance hatch here. Not sure where this goes. This door doesn't open, but we have the cargo room here. I'm not sure how you get stuff in
Welcome
here,
to
though.
the med bay.
So that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure how you get stuff in there. Again, we got door panels. We've got fire extinguishers. Oh, did I say Jeff? Okay. It's moving ahead here. We have the med bay. Again, the Idris has a really fully featured med bay here. Really nice med bay. Kind of puts the Polaris one to shame. Medical suite. There's one of the larger beds. There's four of the smaller beds. And a medical control room, also very cool.
Walk into the med bay.
She's telling us to
Feel
go
free
into
to
the
look
med
around.
bay.
Let me know if you have any questions.
She's giving us our tour. All right, we're moving up to the front. They got the Invictus banners. Leads up to, you see, we're walking in the front. If you can see my mini map, we're walking to the front of the ship now. Looks like we have, this will go over to the starboard side of the ship. Up here, though, we have escape pods, which you can see right here. And it leads up to the primary nose turret. Remember that size 5 dual turret I talked about on the Idris M, or the missile launcher that's for the K? That's how you get to that. We're going to go back this way. Yeah, we're going to make our way through the ship, everyone. We're here, so we'll make our way through it. I love the interior of this ship. I just hope the exterior, I just hope we get that exterior upgrade. Again, there's that small room. Again, they're going to change that. I think they have to. We don't have top-mounted docking collars anymore. That's not a thing. We're going to go back to the mess hall. Here's the captain's quarters. If you haven't seen the captain's quarters of the Idris, you walk back in this room, kind of a pretty dark room. You get to the other side of the ship there. But right here you can go, and there is the captain's office area. A little drab. I'd like some different lighting situations in here. I don't know if they have them. Nope, they don't. But I would love a little bit different lighting in here myself, and maybe some of those shelves that the Polaris has. And then we have the bed area back here, as well as the private bathroom. On the other side here, we have a smaller EXO quarters, I guess, or guest quarters for another person aboard the ship. Hudson Hawk says, is the Orion a post 1.0 ship? That's a good question. I would hope it's not, because I would like to see that level of mining going on, especially to support base building, but I'm unsure, Hudson. It could be a post 1.0 ship, but I actually don't think it'd be a ship they'd want to wait too awfully long on. Nice big mess hall, everyone. Nice big mess hall. Going back to this door, I assume it opens. Yep, this heads back out the other side, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay. This is the door we came into. There's bathrooms here on the other side of the mess hall in case you eat some of those bad Benny's burritos. You can head to the bathroom and get real Invictus-y with things. So, pilot ready room, we'll head in here. This is sort of the, you can see the sim pods in here. A little hard to see, but there you go. These are the sim pods. In the future, you'll be able to walk up to these, get into them, and be able to do Arena Commander and other things. You can see right there, it says sim pod. These are like simulation pods that you can get in and, again, supposedly do things like, you know, Arena Commander and stuff like that. Am I going the right way? Or have I already gotten lost? We got the brig and the bridge this way. We'll go this way here. It's going to take us to the brig area, which I think is here. You can go in the brig. Here's all the brig things. The cells. Got quite a few cells. Actually pretty nice. I love the brig area here. And then there is a control room that you access from this side. And this control room controls access to the brig area. Hopefully we'll have the ability to look in each cell. I hope that's a thing. These are escape pods back here. We're at the rear of the ship, by the way. Port side rear of the ship. Go back up here. We'll now go up towards the bridge area here. We'll go up. And this is bridge access here. We'll go upstairs. You can see out the windows there. Pretty cool. You can see the top of the Idris. And now we're on the Idris Bridge here. We'll look on the rear section here first. This door here goes to an elevator, which is pretty cool. And also to main deck, we got some control stations here. Don't totally know if these will all be functionable or have, hopefully they have engineering functions and other things. When it comes to us, we're supposed to have a hollow globe here. And again, a lot of control stations. You can see one of the man turrets out there, out the side of the ship, looking towards the IO tower entrance where we just came in. There we go. We got the captain's seat right here in the middle, as well as the pilot's seat. And then again, here's our Idris Bridge, complete with a chessboard stuck right up there, which is exactly what you want. It is cool looking out on these ships and seeing, you know, the looking out over the ship. It's going to be really cool with the Perseus, the Pioneer, the Kraken, the Galaxy, all ships that have bridges that are set back up above the ship. I think it's going to be really cool. Back elevator.
Let me get my material.
People got their mics open, of course. Got to have that. What is the... Okay, so this goes back to one of the turrets. You can see the person there. There's one of the turrets looking out those little things. Those little view windows. You can see the Idris there. And here's turret access seat here that will take you up to the man turret, which is right above us. You see that window right there? That is the turret right there. It's kind of actually above. Going back here, it's the same deal, only it's on the back side of that. So there's not a window access to it, but it takes you up to another turret. All right, so let's go back downstairs. Coming off of the bridge here, we'll head down to the hangar. What is this room? This is the armory. Oh, cool. I was looking for the armory. There is the weapon, the gun range. Moving this way. Here is the armory right here. Here's the armory desk, as well as all the gun racks, suit lockers, everything you could ever want, all located here in the gun armory. Nice bench to try on your new suit. Try on those new grab boots. Oops, why am I closing the door when I want to go out the door? Further this way, you can get, this is the, again, additional armory area here, which is pretty sweet. Actually, is there access to this? Hopefully so. On the other side, maybe? Is that a door over there? Hopefully. Hopefully there's a way to get back there. Either way, here is the gun range. You're going to be able to stand up here, fire, and there's targets back there to practice your firing. So I guess the UE Marines are the ones messing with that. I would assume this door lets us back in over there, right? Is there not a door to that area? I guess not. That's a shame. We do have fuses, so they do have relays and fuses here. Something important to remember when thinking about, are they readying this ship? Again, the main escape pod's back here in the rear. You can kind of see what that escape pod looks like. But these are those rear escape pods. Now, if I go to the map, you can see the Idris here.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Why isn't there a pregnant Barbie doll?
There we go. Someone's obviously talking, having a good time. The ship is haunted,
Ken came in
everybody.
another box. But a bumps.
And someone's having fun hearing their voice for the first time. You get people like that all the time. They hear their voice for the first time and they think this is amazing. Okay, we're going to actually... Where do I want to go? We're going to go over here. I wanted to cross the causeway here across the hangar. You can see the hangar in there. I'll kneel down so you can see it. There's someone running across the hangar. We'll go check that out here in just a minute. All right. Okay, that's the cell block again. I'm wandering here a little bit, everybody. I was looking for... Bear with me. I don't know. It feels a little sticky, but it's not terrible. Let's go to the pilot ready room. It's definitely lagging a little bit, but it's not doing too bad. Okay, we're going to go down to the pilot ready room, which is this room here. It kind of looks out over the cargo bay. There you go. It's got all these big windows. Nice here. Control stations, or maybe the control stations are on the other side. Call this the pilot ready room, though. It's going to have a bunch of suit lockers. Donus1, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate you hitting that javelin follow button. And then again, this is the ready room. I'm not sure what used to be here. Oh, these are like the treadmill things. That's right. These are like supposed to be these like workout treadmills and stuff like that. Let's go down to the hangar proper, though. Love the big windows with the Idris. That's always cool to have nice big windows coming out on the main hangar now. All right, we're in the main hangar. Again, you can fit a variety of ships in here. We do have cargo elevators that you can see right here. You can interact with the buttons. These cargo elevators will come down from the back cargo room, which we did not go into, but I can show you that in a minute. But this is the Idris hangar in Squadron 42. You will see these panels come up. These are the blast shields for when the ships take off, which is pretty cool. Eagle 0013, we did look at that. Actually, let me see if I can switch this back to borderless. Bear with me. Yeah, we did look at that Eagle. We looked at that earlier in the show. So, but yes, hangar's really cool. I love it. It's obviously the big showstopper for the Idris, along with its size 10 gun. Psycho Maniac just raided the channel with 1 viewer. Psycho, thank you for that raid. Sending the Kraken overhead, which is always fun to see. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the stream. Hope you had a good stream.
Welcome to the med bay.
Can still hear the med bay lady
Feel
talking.
free to have a look around. Let me know if you have any questions.
It's crazy how big this hangar really is when you're in here
Right
looking.
back this way.
It's sizable to
Just
say
take
the
a
least.
right. Yeah, you'll find the poop hole.
Again, you can see, let's go up over here. JBDs, thank you, VG. Thank you for the official terminology. Appreciate that. We're going to go up to the other side of the hangar where that pilot ready room was. This is more sort of like, you know, air boss positions up here. Looking out over hangar. I actually really like these. These are cool as hell. I hope these have more real-time stuff. Look at this guy. He's excited. He's excited. Yep. Again, nice big screens. They added these. These were additions to the Idris. I personally, in the future, hope that you can come up to these sort of things and these sort of panels and get information on ship status and stuff like that. Maybe even if you can't interact with it, at least information so that if you're just a person aboard the Idris, but let's say you're not part of the bridge crew, you can still get some level of detail about what the hell is going on in the ship, right? I wanted to go to the cargo bay, so we're going to get on here. And we're going to go up to the cargo deck. Go to the main deck. This should take us to the cargo room, by the way, on the rear of the ship. Zeus, I think, can just barely fit, from what I heard. Just barely, and it still could damage your ship. So here's the cargo room. So again, ships could come into your hangar, bring cargo. You put it on the little elevators, and it takes it right up. You've seen stuff like this on the Polaris as well. All right, you've seen stuff like this on the Polaris as well. Actually, we're on the main deck. Let's stay on the main deck for a minute. Let's go ahead and find the exit, which I think we have to... Actually, you know what? Real quick.
How do you organize? I can't do this. How do you organize a party in space, boy?
There's someone. Let's do it. Okay, looks like we're going down, I think. Or nope,
So none
he's
of you have
going
been
up to the
parties
bridge.
before, huh?
Alright, he wanted to go into the bridge, so we'll let him go into the bridge. Let's go back to the main deck.
You know why mushrooms are often found at parties?
Yep, he's going to the bridge. That's his skate pod back there, by
I
the
have
way.
a few
They're
guesses,
fun
but go ahead.
guys.
I'm gonna.
What do you call a fish with a bow tie?
This is the first time I've been able to peacefully explore the
I'm gonna
Idris.
vomit in this corner. Okay.
Oh, these are like little
Why does the
engineering
chat do that?
areas.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's a
go
good hiding spot for future reference.
Did
Okay.
you guys hear about that restaurant on the moon?
Alright,
Great
there we
No.
go.
food, but no atmosphere.
Well, someone is having a real good time.
Why does the chicken coop have 2 doors?
Let me see. Stand by, everybody. Let me... Okay. All right, here. I am going to head to... So, turret briefing room. Were we in the briefing room yet? Did we check that out? This is the briefing room for anyone who hasn't seen it. These are our people telling jokes. Ha 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 ha. There's our our briefing room. They're having a good time in there. Briefing room's really cool. The Javelin has a dual, sort of like a dual briefing room, which is pretty cool. Borrowed from the Idris, but just it's got 2 rows of seats. I have muted them, by the way, but boy, they love to hear themselves talk, so that's good. Hope they're having a good time. So, bridge, mess hall. I want to make sure I'm going the right way. Okay, there's that. Let's see. These floors look so clean. Yeah. Well, this is the Idris tour, my friend. Mess hall. Yeah, I think we've explored most of it, right? I think we explored most of it. All right, we didn't go down to engineering. We did not go down to engineering, but that's okay. We aren't going to go through the whole thing. Going to leave some surprises, but I mean, it's a big ship. You can see it here. It's a monster ship. Really, really cool. God, I can't wait till we get to Kraken. Again, this texture is just pretty rough. You can see the weird bitmap or weird UV mapping here, pixelation on the panel lines. I just really hope we get the new Idris exterior sooner rather than later, because again, it does need a lot of work. This is just one of those really strong gangway platforms to hold the Idris up. They don't play around in Area 18. Let's go to the actual Invictus halls. Check that out real quick. Everyone, thank you for the follows. Thank you for all the love. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the donations tonight. Really amazing. I've called the elevator. Why isn't it coming? Let's say here, Old Man Torque says, let's say they release it. What exactly would you do with it? Curious to see what people are wanting from this ship. Well, we do have the Hunt the Polaris mission coming with Invictus, so you could hunt the Polaris with it. Also, I think CIG may just want to see what capital versus capital battles like on the servers feels like. You know, is it crazy? Does it work? Is it a damn mess? So there's a lot that they could feel out with it. Here's my thinking on that. I don't necessarily think that you need to have a reason for a ship to come into the game. Personally, I feel like if the ship is ready to go, then go ahead and put it out for us so that we can test it, right? Test the ship, make sure bigger changes aren't needed for, you know, later on when the ship does have a big purpose. So are we moving? The elevators seem to be
Please consult any of our associates for help or
There
rental
we go.
opportunities.
There we go. Okay. So when you ask the question, what would people do with it? I guess the same question could really be asked for the Polaris or the Hammerhead or anything right now, where the ships that there's actually stuff to do with them, but you could really ask that with any ship right now because the game is 1.0. Nothing is permanent. You could easily say, well, why buy a mining ship? Because making money in the game is pointless right now because we don't have true persistence across patches. But again, at some point, you've just got to get the ships in the game so we can test them. You know what I mean? Ships need testing too. That's very evident from some of the ship releases that they've done in the past. And at some point, it's just good to get the ship in there and let us test it, let us feel it out, see what works, see what doesn't work. It allows them more balance time with the ship, flight characteristics testing, all that kind of stuff. Lazy Donut says, "I will live out of the Idris is my plan." I can see that. I can see that. I will. Here's one other thing I want to announce, everybody, is that during Invictus, I am wanting to plan. I'm going to get together with Ender on it. I do want to plan a really big Starjump ship meetup. So yeah, that is something I want to do, and more information about that. I want to get some good B-roll footage of that. You'll see I'm being saluted by this individual, and that is because they must know who I am. They know who I am, and they know a salute is in order. Hobby says, Grim, can you shout out my 4-year-old who loves Star Citizen and your content? Her name is Kira. Kira! Hello, I hope you're well. My name is Grim. I am glad you love my content. I love young fans. My daughter is 9 years old. She just got her braces off today. She likes streaming with me. We're actually going to start streaming kids content on our family channel soon. We're just getting all that started. We're going to play things like Roblox and Minecraft, and we're going to do a lot of like fun family games and stuff. It's going to be kid friendly. So yeah, hobby. I will let everybody know when we do that, but we are going to be, am I crashing? But we are going to be doing streaming on the family channel. My daughter Raina would love some young fans like Kira, so that would be awesome. Kira, I really hope you are enjoying this stream and watching and having fun. Hopefully I'm not using too bad a language. I'll watch myself. I try not to. Red Samurai says, are you going to start an org? She was so happy. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, hobby. No problem. I've got a daughter myself who is my world. And yeah. Let's see. Restream bot start. Zarek, are we having a restream issue? Let me check here. Bear with me. Seems to be working. Seems to be working. Cosmic Turtle says, Starjump, thank you for running the charity for St. Jude Children's Hospital, by the way. Yes, this is Ender's Baby. There's our Idris M, by the way. This is, or sorry, Idris P. This is Ender's Baby. He started it several years ago. That's why we've got to that $30,000 lifetime raise thing. So big shout out to Starjump Ender. The charity endeavors at Starjump are really his baby. I am lucky enough to be able to come on along for the ride. And I appreciate him letting me do that. It's been a lot of fun. But big shout out to Starjump Ender for all of his efforts there. Yes, Starjump is an org. We are going to launch the org this year in a bigger way. It is there. You can join it. But we're going to launch it in a bigger way this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yes, we are going to be a very big roleplay guild. So yes, it is coming. And Cosmic Turtle, thank you very much for the kind words. Appreciate that. Yes, Cody Fox, I see them here. Here are the screens. You can see, again, a lot of the ships all on the show floor right from the get-go. We have the sort of an Aegis Hall there with the gunships, the Vanguard, Harbinger, the Redeemer, and the Hammerhead. Then we have Hall 2, which is logistics. This has things like the RSI Mantis. A lot of people were asking if the Mantis was on the show floor because they thought they saw it peek out in one of the videos. It is. We have the fighters room, and we have the ground pounders room, as well as the new releases there that are the Anvil Asgard, the Super Hornet Mark II, the Starlancer TAC, Grey Cat MTC, MRI Guardian MX. Very, very cool. Very cool. You'll find the size 10 torps here. Okay, cool. Grim, have you been told the Idris old vertical airlocks are being removed? I like the idea of EVA roof access like the Corsair. I don't know if they're being removed. I just know that they're removing vertical airlocks. Now, roof access is different. They could put a ladder there with just a hatch door, and that would solve that problem. But in terms of vertical airlocks, that is not a thing anymore. So, pretty cool, pretty cool. What is this? This is Fight Smarter. I don't know what these are, but we're going to look at some turrets here in a minute. These guns look cool, though. Those are awesome. Again, what we're seeing here is lots of components. What they're highlighting this year is just ways to customize your ship experience. Always cool seeing a big capital component out like that. Very, very cool. These are size 10 bombs. This is a size 10 torpedo here. These are the torpedoes in the Polaris, and these are the variants for the Polaris. We're getting a few different types of torpedoes that are coming for the Polaris, size 10s. I think some go off IR signature, some EM signature, etc., etc. Zarek Master says, seeing as there's no Drake ship in the hall and Drake is on the schedule, I guess Drake Defense Con is still happening, right? That's a great point. That's a great point, Zarek. So yes, I would assume there is a Drake Defense Con event. They've been very tight-lipped on that, too, which leads me to believe that it could, well, originally I thought it was going to be kind of interesting, but actually now maybe not, because it's only one day. It's only one day. I'm wondering if they're going to have the exterior of the Ironclad available to see, but maybe not purchase yet, or not flight ready yet, but I'm wondering if it'll at least be available to see, you know, the exterior. Here's where the Starlancer TAC will be parked. Really cool area for it, actually. I really dig that. That's pretty slick. I wish they'd just put the ships in here so we could see them, but I get it. I get it. For those wondering, VMXEO did find in the code that there is a hangar, an extra large hangar that is a child of the Drake Hall code. It is called Fleet Week XL Hangar. So there's been a lot of a lot of consternation over what that hangar means. Could it mean a ship's going to be on display, such as the Ironclad or something like that? We really don't know. It also could literally just be where the Drake Hall is going to be. The Drake Hall could just be in an extra large hangar this year. So when you go in the elevator to get to this big convention room, you might just be able to take it to the Drake Hall. It could be something as simple as that. We don't know. Here's some of these new crazy armors, which are kind of sweet actually. I love the look and feel of them. Got some crazy paint jobs on them. Yeah, those are wild. I do still think the Ironclad and Perseus are for CitizenCon and IAE. But again, it's possible they could have the exterior of the Ironclad on display. I think that is a possibility. I think it was always an XL, to be totally honest with you. Because they have to fit a lot of ships in there. Corsair, Caterpillar, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of Drake ships now. There we go. Again, pretty cool. I love the Starlancer TAC display. That is really cool how they got on that back wall. They really did an awesome job getting the event space set up this year. I have to say, it looks really nice in here. Whoever at CIG pulled that together, nice work. Looks really good. I didn't see any hollow rooms, at least not yet. More components. Here's some of the guns. My God, look how big these guns are. Oh my God. What size are these? Are these like size 8s or something? That's crazy. And big jump drives. Asgard will be parked over here. There's the Avenger. By the way, I think the reason, too, they're highlighting the Avenger like that is the Avenger is one of the ships that's going to be able to use flight blades. Here's the Asgard. You'll notice that the Asgard has a little spot over here as well. There's been some curiosity surrounding this. Who knows what it could be? It could be a mech suit. Could be anything. Cosmic Turtle says, Starjump, can you buy grade A components that aren't regularly available on the show floor? It's possible. I've heard rumors of that. Everyone, let's give Kira, our young fan watching right now, let's all give her an 07 in chat. Let's give Kira a salute. Kira, thank you for watching once again. All right, let's see. There's the Avenger. This is going towards the fighter hall, by the way. Again, I'm browsing this. I want to save some of this for the event, obviously. I think that'll be a lot of fun going into the fighter hall back here. Yeah, I don't see any hollow things. I wonder if they're pulling away focus on concept ships just in general right now. Because again, we don't have any sort of concept ship information either. It's possible they could come out with one, but still. Here are flight blades, by the way, everybody. We got a little bit of information on those. We're going to take a look here in just a second. Again, additional flight blades. Couple ships, F8C. I do like the way they set this up. There's part of me that does miss the manufacturer day thing, but I get it. I think this is pretty cool. More components back there. I am going to switch over real quick and look at, if you guys haven't seen it, let me switch over. Bear with me. My computer's thinking. My computer's thinking. Hold one, everybody. Hold one. Yeah, I mean, in general, the whole Invictus event, the show floor and everything, I think looks super, super nice. Again, there's that wonder of like, well, why not just put the Idris M in some other room, really big, nice and big? That would be really cool. They didn't do that. We've got the Idris P on display. Again, super interesting. And the one reason I think they're doing that is because the Idris M I think is going on sale. But let's look at one other thing real quick here. I wanted to pull up this. We know flight blades are coming, and we have a little information on that. Let me bring these flight blades up here first. These are the flight blades found in the file. Currently 3. There's a default one. This was found on the Aegis Avenger Titan. I showed an image of that recently in the vehicle manager where you could see that flight blade under your vehicle manager options, just like you do a component. But there's one there on rotation speed increase to unlock the full potential of your Aegis Gladius with the PHB flight blade from Broad and Rabi. By reallocating forward thrust resources, you can expect your ship to deliver increased precision handling during tight maneuvers. Pretty cool. So agility. And then they have another one for essentially straightaway speed increase. And then they have limited launch ships listed here. Now this says seemingly, so this could be up for interpretation, but these are the ships that may support it out the gate. May support computer blades out the gate. Kind of interesting. I was hoping that the blades would be a little bit more systemic and be able to be ultimately applied to any ship within a certain size class. So flight blades for small ships would work in all small ships. Flight blades for capital ships would work for capital ships across the board, whether it's a Kraken or an Idris or Javelin, but we'll see how they're going to handle this. I am waiting for the Spectrum post to cover this properly. Going way back to 2020, this is 5 years ago, Todd Pappy, the current, or at the time, the Star Citizen game director, who's now it's Richard Tyrer, by the way. But Todd Pappy did list out some ideas that had been discussed for blades. Okay, this would be missile defense system, which would automatically fire the correct countermeasures to avoid being hit by missiles. There's encryption and decryption blade, emissions controller, offensive E-war blade, defensive E-war blade, mining blades, salvage database blades. Again, the list goes on and on. So you can kind of see that here. Pretty interesting. Let me zoom down. So they had a lot of them. Drone management blade, internal security system for larger ships, which would provide internal ship info, positions of life forms aboard the ship, and the ability to lock and unlock individual doors. Okay, so again, a lot of really cool stuff. Drone management blade would allow ships to control onboard drones. Stellar charting system blade makes it easier to discover jump points if and when they move elsewhere. Probably makes jump travel easier as well. So again, there's a lot of thinking here. We'll have to see where CIG goes on this. I am seriously awaiting the update on that. Like I really am awaiting whatever the update is on that. So yeah. Everyone, I've had a blast tonight. Thank you so much for all the money we've raised tonight for St. Jude, crossing the $15,000 mark. That's incredible. That's incredible. Papa Juggernaut, I hope you're well. Hope you are well. I sort of feel like we could possibly do a giveaway. How do people feel about that? Possibly doing a giveaway of a Starjump poster. Let me bring up what a poster looks like for those of you that don't know what a Starjump poster looks like. We can give away one of 2 posters. One of them looks like this. That is the Star Citizen All Ships poster. This is a physical poster, by the way. Okay, that is one. I have another poster that is up for giveaway. You can actually choose. This one is IAE branded, but I'm going to brand it as Invictus, but this is another one. This is an all ships poster as well. These question marks and stuff, just ignore that. It actually is going to be filled out with new ships and the Invictus logo and stuff. But there you go. Michael Phillips says, are you making an all ships poster? Yes. The all ships poster will be updated after Invictus. So if you win a poster, I won't ship it till after Invictus because I want to get all the updated ships in there. Okay. So yes, it'll be with those new releases. So if we want to do that, there's a couple ways we can do it. Okay, there's a couple ways we can do it. So here's what we're going to do. Hopefully you will all bear with me for a second. Okay, for a second. So the first thing we got to do is we got to find a video. That's the first thing we must do when doing this sort of thing. Okay, and what we're going to do is if you are on YouTube, okay, if you're on YouTube, you are going to, I'm going to pin a link to the top of chat. Okay, bear with me. Okay, I've just pinned, oh, is it? Yep, all right, I've just pinned a link to the top of chat. You're going to go there and leave a message on that video. That is the Starjump Crucible Shipyard video. You go there, you leave a comment on that video. It can be hi, goodbye, hello, whatever. We're going to pull a random name. We're going to pull a random comment, okay? That'll be our YouTube winner. We're also going to do a giveaway on Twitch or stream right here, or sorry, on Twitch. And I'm going to pull a winner from there. We'll put both of your names in the wheel of names. We'll spin it. Whoever gets it wins the poster. Okay. Yes, Michael Phillips, I'm always worried about that. I'm always worried about that. Okay. So go ahead and get your comments in on that, on that video. Okay. Bear with me, everybody. I got to get, okay, let me do comment short. Yep. Okay. Stand by. Just plugging this in. Okay. So go ahead and get your comments in. Now, if you're over on stream or if you're on Twitch, we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to do it kind of a fun way. Okay. We're going to do it kind of a fun way. Let me load this up. It's going to take a second. Now, this only works on Twitch, by the way, unfortunately. I wish it worked for YouTube as well, but it doesn't. Let me grab it. We're going to do some stream racers. That's what we're going to do. Let me send us over here. Let me turn off our left monitor. Okay, here we go, everybody. We're going to do some stream racers. If you're on Twitch, this is how you're going to win, okay? And then we're going to put both the winner from Twitch, the winner from YouTube. We're going to put your name in the wheel of names. That's how we're going to do it. It's a lot of fun. Whoever wins will get the Starjump poster. The Starjump poster will not be processed until after Invictus, okay? We're not doing the Ticket Space Max thing, everybody. We're not going to do that this time because I don't have it set up on Stream Elements. So we're going to do it this way. We're going to do a new race. We're going to do the dog theme park because it is a lot of fun. Now, if you want to race, you need to do exclamation race to join. Exclamation race. Just like that. And that will join you to the race automatically. So go ahead and jump in, everyone. If you can, you're all going to have little cars, and we'll see who wins, who gets in first. I will do my best to follow along on the action. Those of you on YouTube, make sure you leave your comment on the Crucible video. We're going to pull a random comment from that video, and we're going to take the winner of this stream race. We're going to throw you all, or what am I talking about? We're going to take the two winners. We're going to put you in the wheel of names. We'll spin it live on air. Whoever gets it will win the Starjump All Ships poster. The one that you just saw right here. This poster, you will win it. It will have all the updated ships, though. Don't worry. It will have all the updated ships. So no problem there. Okay. We have 35 people in there. You've got a little bit longer to jump in, maybe another 10 seconds. So go ahead and hit exclamation race if you want to race. We got 37 people on board for this race. Go ahead and jump in, everybody. 37 people. Please follow the channel if you have not followed the channel. If you're from Expats community and you like what I do or have enjoyed tonight's stream, I would really appreciate a follow and that support. If you're over on YouTube, by the way, hit like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Thumbs up it. I appreciate you. All right. It's time to start, everybody. Here we go. Got 20 seconds to join if you haven't joined already. Exclamation race. Old Man Torque, thank you for that follow. Salute to you, Old Man Torque. Malachust Eternity Project, thank you very much. Salute to all of you sending the javelin overhead. You're legendary. I love it. I appreciate you. Here we go. Let's do this race and get the winner on the Twitch side. Then we'll pull the YouTube comment. Here we go. There are all of our racers, and it is off. There is everyone coming down. Currently, Cody Fox in the lead. Don't forget to do exclamation boost to boost your car. Exclamation boost. But be careful where you boost because you can boost yourself right off the track. Eagle 0013. Oh, Feathers pushing ahead. Feathers 42 is hungry for it, people. He is hungry. Bingo Winchester pulled into the lead. Great job, Bingo. But uh-oh, I see a little bit of a holdup. We have a wreck. Poor Bingo has crashed his car. I bet he wishes he was a slightly better driver, but we love Bingo. We love him dearly. He is a hardcore Starjump community member. Helps us out a bunch. Who is currently in the lead here? What do we got? We got Wolfman in the current lead. Yep, nice job, Wolfman. Do not forget to do your exclamation boost. Oh, the foreman just flew off the track trying to get to the finish line before everybody. Oh, the foreman. All right, here we go, everybody. Feathers 42 back in the lead. Oh, hit an obstacle. Hit an obstacle. Malachust and Liquid Skies battling it out for first and second place. What a battle coming down that straightaway with Old Man Torque doing a boost to push past them with ease. There he is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Puddly P did not want to see that. Liquid Skies. Oh, my God. The battle's getting fierce up here. Be careful on those tight turns, everyone. You can wreck. Be very careful. It's getting tight up here. We have some people pulling up the rear. It's looking good. The field has widened, everybody. Unfortunately, I can't show everybody, but we're showing the front here. Ohio Medic in second place. Old Man Torque in the lead. Oh, he just did a major jump. Is he going to right himself up? Oh, no, he's rolling. Ohio Medic hitting the pavement hard, too. Old Man Torque has got a substantial lead here, everybody. We better hit some exclamation boosts pretty quick. We have a lot of people getting nailed on this part of the jump. They're having a lot of problems. All right, everybody, we're going back here. Old Man Torque looks like he's got this one in the bag. Here he goes. How's he going to do on the jump? And kaboom, he did okay. He is the winner, though. Congratulations, Old Man Torque. Let's watch the people come through for the finish. Here we go. Rycon, a nice clear jump. Truther just hit the bars. Congrats on that, Old Man Torque. We'll watch the racers come across here, the finish line. We got to show the respect to all racers and allow them to finish with dignity. If you're on YouTube, make sure you're leaving a comment on that Crucible video to get your name on the list for that random comment poll. Papa Juggernaut hitting the bar and falling down. Cosmic Sea Turtle and Eagle clearing it with ease. Just Jensen 1 coming, and oh, he hit the bar and went to a swift death. Oh boy, Bingo Winchester up the rear. Bingo, good thing you got a good in on posters, my friend. There's Bingo back rolling again. I think this, will Bingo even finish? It's 11 seconds remaining. Wolfman clearing the bars. Cal Doom, hitting the bars. There he goes. Okay, Bingo pulling up the rear. It's not even going to let him finish, folks. Old Man Torque is our winner. So what we are going to do is we're going to turn back on our left monitor. We are going to bring the big wheel of names over here. We're going to scale that up. Close this stupid ad. We're going to add Old Man Torque in here. Old Man Torque. There's our first name. Okay, now we're going to go over to the random YouTube comment picker right here, everybody. We're going to pull that random comment. So make sure you've gotten it in. We're going to do today's date. We're going to set, May 8th. We're going to set the time. We're going to go back to about 11 p.m., which is when we started this whole thing. 11 p.m. is when we started, when I announced that the link was up and everything and that this was active. So we're going to go ahead and pick a random comment now. We're going to do that. Stand by, everybody. Bringing a window back over. We're doing that now. We're picking the random comment. Eric, good luck to you, those on YouTube that left a comment here in the last 15 minutes with the link up. Boom, we're hunting for a comment. It is CBIO80OI. Hopefully I got that right. Dear Lord. Okay, CB, are you still in chat? No, Old Man Torque is. CB, are you in chat? please say hello if you are in chat, CB. Give us that confirmation that we need that you're still there, buddy. CB still in chat. Let's see if he is. He should be. We just put the link up, right? Looks like we have a slight restream delay, by the way. Oh, CB's there. CB, okay, great. Now listen, CB, if you win, you need to contact me through Discord. You need to DM me on Discord, Starjump_Graham. Get in touch with me, and there we go. Old Man Torque, if you win, I will whisper you via Twitch, okay? Or I'll DM you through Twitch or whisper it, whatever. Anthony, unfortunately, it has ended now. All the participants have been chosen. We're just doing the final wheel of names, but there'll be plenty more opportunities. Tomorrow night, I'll actually be giving away a custom Fleet Viewer skin. So just keep following my stream. If you're watching on YouTube, just subscribe to the channel, and you'll get notifications when I do giveaways, which is pretty often. Here we go, everybody. Good luck. Good luck. Hopefully you win. Looks like it's Old Man Torque, everybody. Old Man Torque coming in with the win. Congratulations, Old Man Torque. Amazing job. Amazing job. Salute to you. Old Man Torque, I am sending you a whisper now. After the stream, I will send you the information I need from you to get your poster. So congratulations. Yeah, don't worry. There'll be plenty more opportunities. Puddly P says, can we get digital posters when final? Actually, yes. I am going to start releasing digital posters very, very soon. Okay, they do have to be released free. I can't sell them per conversations with CIG, but yes, I am going to be doing that. So great. Awesome. Everybody, I'm going to send you over to someone. I hope you will stick around and give her some Starjump love. She is a new streamer and new to Star Citizen, but she's really, really awesome and just a really nice person. I'm going to send you over to Sinful Strife. So we're going to raid her channel. Please stick around for just a moment and give her a little bit of that Starjump love. You've all been so generous to me that I would really appreciate that because, again, it's always good to spread the love around a little bit, right? So going to send you over to Sinful Strife. She's currently playing Star Citizen. She is new to the game. She is new to Star Citizen and new to streaming, so please give her a little bit of love. Everyone, it has been a blast tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the money coming in via donations. Thank you, Bingo, for helping me populate donate links in there. Everyone, do a kind thing for a stranger, please, as Ender always says, and look for us tomorrow as we give away another ship, the Aegis Gladius Valiant. Have a good night, everybody.